Rivals Fight Night Round 2. We turn our attention to NA, bringing back the squad as we get into another Challengers matchup. Who will move on and play Sentinels for $1,000 tonight? It's 100 Thieves taking on FlyQuest. Welcome in, everybody. We've got a Vast back in the middle and a very special guest on the play-by-play universe side. We have Achilleos. And Achilleos, how many games are you casting right now? Because every time I turn on Twitch or YouTube or even just Twitter, it's like a pre-recording of your voice now.
For the moment, I'm only. This is my second title, I suppose, that we're doing. But I'm trying to branch out a little bit, get the feelers out there, see what I want to, what pies I want to get into. And Marvel Rivals was kind of just an obvious one given the history. So I'm excited to be here. I think it's going to be awesome. First time casting, I believe, as well with a Vast. I think that while we have spent a good amount of time together on your co-streams, we've never actually worked together in a formal capacity. So we're breaking down barriers in multiple ways. And as always, Puckett, a pleasure to be here alongside you as well.
Yeah, Achilleos is going to go full on American Pie. Don't you worry. He's all about the rivals these days. Avast, though, let's talk a little bit about this matchup. Why is it so exciting as we have over 2,000 folks tuning in to watch 100 Thieves play FlyQuest in NA?
Well, these are two brand new rosters in terms of the orgs entering the space with 100 Thieves and obviously FlyQuest, but both these rosters have been around a while and they've been powerhouses really of the North American Marvel Rivals space. I mean, essentially 100 Thieves, the old Mutants roster, which was been gone demon mode in some of the early tournaments of the scene here in North America, and FlyQuest, formerly Shikigami. I mean, I just think overall, like, you look at these two teams and these are already storied rosters within the North American Marvel Rivals space, within this, emerging esport here, and now they're with very, very storied organizations. And I think there's something to be looking at that and be like, wow, this is a very fast growth for this game, and also potentially going to be an extremely good matchup here, because if anyone that's seen have either of these rosters play in the past, they bring a lot of firepower to the table.
Shout out to my guy Nadeshot, CEO of 100 Thieves, or at least the man who started it all over there in LA. He brings in TTK and Sarah Jessica Parker, aka SJP, to line out his roster. 6 new players for 100 Thieves, 6 new players for FlyQuest. Tonight we find out how many maps will we need before we crown our challenger in the grand final. Sentinels looked pretty dominant of Vast last week, so they're the team waiting in the wings. But if you're gonna beat Sentinels, what do you need to see from our challengers teams tonight?
Flexibility. One, you want to see flexibility. You want to see the ability to play a bunch of different comps, a bunch of different heroes. And 2, obviously the firepower, which I think, especially for both these rosters, they have that. They have the firepower. It's just when you come against a team that's been very strong in the Sentinels roster, that looked really, really strong in the past Rivals Fight Night, is you want to make sure they have the coordination, they have the ability to make those swaps on the fly, they're not getting banned out during that phase, that they can actually look adaptable to win at the highest level. And realistically, looking at both these rosters, in particular, I think the 100 Thieves roster, especially with the history they've had of Mutants, they have that. They definitely do have it. So Sentinels should be afraid. I think they should be afraid here with these two rosters.
I can't imagine the process. Like when you play against Nadeshot and ranked, you just send him a message, pick me up, pick me up, pick me up. Or do you have someone reach out on your behalf? Mutants, was the squad scooped up? We'll see them take the stage in just a moment. We hit over 2,200 followers on twitch.tv/Rivals Fight Night. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you're tuning in on Twitter, find a better platform to watch some content. But if you're there already, hit the follow button as well. We got Achilleos and Vast on the mic. Our players are ready in the chat. They are choosing where we are going to go. In fact, we're always starting with domination. So Avast, let's explain it. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm a 100 Thieves fan. I'm coming over from Valorant. What do I need to know about Marvel Rivals in domination?
Well, first, I mean, Seth, if they're 100 Thieves fan coming over from Valorant, ouch, ouch.
There's not that many that they can afford to lose.
Yeah, there's not that many they can afford to lose. But I think, secondly, overall, I think that, remember, we always start with domination like Puckett says, and then it's always going to be loser pick on the map. Whatever team lost the previous map, they're going to be picking the next map. The only rule is they can't repeat maps. We could play, I mean, like what we had with OG earlier in the day with the EU, we could play domination 3 times in a row if we wanted to. Obviously, it just can't be the same map necessarily. And it is going to be a BO5 or a first to 3, because I know there's going to be some people pushing up their nerd glasses being like, well, the first to 3 is actually the same as the BO5. Yeah, and we're calling it the BO5 just for the easy. It is a first to 3, okay? So first to 3 will win. Ties will will take us obviously to the next map. So that is pretty much the rule set for everyone that's coming over, all the 100 Thieves fans, and obviously, of course, the FlyQuest fans. I know you guys, I mean, we love the color scheme. We love the trees. We all love the earth here.
Can we see what we have more of in the chat? Shout out to Hani, by the way, dropping some gifted for us. Every sub, every follow helps us in our goal to reach partnership. We're trying to become partners by week 3. Last week, we topped out at 2,700 viewers here on twitch.tv. We're already at 2273, and this is the challenger match in NA. So tell your fam, tell your friends, it's time to roll into Twitch or YouTube or Twitter and watch some of the best Rivals players. Now, Achilleos, you missed it when Uber was on the mic. We said it was rooted and booted, or surf and turf, when you have the Groot whale combo coming in from Namor. Do you have any other ultimate combos that you really like to see in this game?
I like the surf and turf. That's a pretty good one. Root and boot is also solid. I mean, I'm gonna have to spitball. I do things on the fly. So you know, if we see a combo come out, we'll just maybe something will just click in my head, and we'll just throw it out there, and we'll see if it sticks.
That's the thing. Human Torch, slam and sizzle. That's the thing. Human Torch.
Like slam and sizzle.
That one.
Yeah, we had the hamburger helper. That was a pretty sick combo.
I think we need Human Torch to be played if we want to give that combo.
That's a good
hasn't really been popping up too much here. Hasn't really been in the rotation and in the favor of a lot of the teams that we've been seeing so far at Fight Night. So maybe it'll come up, and then we can go ahead and name it that. But
is there a chance we see Is there a chance we see a Jeff? Eaten and beaten was one of the comments in the chat. I hope we see an eaten and beaten on this one. We're going into Royal Palace. It's domination. Avast, walk me through what we should expect.
I mean, probably you're going to be expecting for both these squads. Honestly, you might see some Jeff, but only just use the bubbles to get you the speed boost out of spawn. You see it in like games, you know, like Overwatch in particular, you have Lucio like, oh, speed boost you out of spawn, right? You see a lot of teams do that. They do it in EU. Probably won't see Jeff otherwise, though it is theoretically possible. A lot of Loki, obviously a lot of like Luna Snow, a lot of Visible Woman. You know, your front line's pretty set in stone. Not set in stone, but rather, you know, you're seeing a lot of Thing, a lot of Magneto, a lot of Doctor Strange, and the Duelist, the ever-present Winter Soldier, as always. The ever-present, the ever-standard Winter Soldier. Storm, you know, it depends on just at that point. Star-Lord, of course. Like, there's a lot of like kind of set comps, but there's a lot of little miniature variations, right? Of what you put in there, what's being banned, what's being protected. But really, those heroes you kind of should expect here on Royal Palace, and typically on the map. You're not necessarily seeing like a huge change. More so it's determining like, okay, do we want to play more dive, or do we want to play a little bit slower? Do we want to play like a double shield kind of style? Do we want to have like a little bit more sustain here? So it just depends.
Excellent, Phil. While we're waiting on our very slow players to learn how to ban and protect, but big shout out, Finzi, the reigning Doctor Strange Magneto European Front Vanguard champion from Virtus Pro, just dropped off another 5 gifted. He is giving our own prize money back to the community. He's like the Robin Hood of Europe, Achilleos.
Love that redistribution of wealth. These trickle down subonomics that he's coming out with here. So
learn something, Elon.
Distributes it back into the rest of the people. So there you go. Like that a lot from Finzi. But yeah, I mean, as Puckett's been saying ad nauseum, obviously all of the support is very much appreciated, because this is something that we haven't seen, and like Puckett and I, Avast as well. Like, you know, you as a player kind of back in the day, but like we've been around the block for a while, over a decade.
I'm washed,
here.
By the way. You can just say I'm washed. You don't have to say back.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, I just meant like you weren't a commentator at the time. Is basically what I was trying to get at here. But something like this, where it's really grassroots, I haven't seen in God knows how long, because it's all just been about like big corpo come in, swooping in, just throwing money around, and then just tanking everything within 5 years. And I think it's super awesome to see kind of this return to just more grassroots style. Come in, you know, couple matches, some money on the line, get out, do it every, you know, week, 2 nights a week, you know, because with the sister broadcast for Deadlock. I think it's really awesome. And, you know, shout outs to ZP, Hex, everybody behind the scenes that's been like basically just making this whole thing. So yeah, it's been super awesome to just kind of like sit back and see this and now be a part of it as well.
I'll be honest, I got a random paycheck. And I was like, what is that from? Like, oh, that's from the Rivals first show. I was like, are you serious? We get paid for having fun? I work full time on the Call of Duty
And he got
League.
paid that quickly? I think that's the big thing. You didn't have to wait net 30, that gets extended to 60.
Esports. Big shout out to Intel. Thank you very much for supporting Rivals Fight Night. Big shout out to everyone who is contributing. I just saw another 20 gifted by Then I Met You. Thank you for dropping those off in the chat. Much love. We just hit our sub goal and beyond for the day. I don't know where we're at with overall followers. Let me hit that refresh button. But the goal was to end around 3,000 followers on our Twitch channel and get up to 1,000 followers over on YouTube. Right now, we're at 2,900. Avast, you got to love the community support. They're always at our back.
I mean, I really have to highlight the fact that Nevix comes back in, drops a couple of those gifted, because that's just the XQC theorem, right? Back in the day, you know, it's just infinite money, right? If you just keep gifting the community back subs, right, you just keep making the money back, right? Obviously, isn't that how it works? You just take the money you get from the prize pool, put it back to the channel you got the prize pool from, and you just keep making the money back, right? Like, surely there's no money lost in that process. It's just infinite money loop, surely.
The team captains just now read our chat requesting ban and protect. The lobby is made. If you are watching the stream, you are a pro player. Please get in the game.
Europe is outclassing North America.
I was going to say North America. I've heard
in so many ways
stronger in teamwork. You're lacking in organizational skills. We'll get there.
You know, perhaps in the future we can have an Asia broadcast, and then we'll see the true just streamlined product. Like Solomon's going to struggle to keep up with the teams because they're going to be so just ready to go and just be banging through all of this stuff.
So speaking of Achilles, where are you living in the world right now?
I am still in South Korea. I got up at 4 in the morning to check in for this broadcast. It's now 8:17. Okay. And 100 Thieves, FlyQuest, you're not making today any easier for me by delay as long as you're doing it. It's the sun is up. I've had some macas for breakfast, had a coffee. I've got another one on standby in the fridge, and something tells me probably gonna need it.
Might need it. The games tend to go quite long here in NA. We see a lot of overtimes and a whole lot of fists. Just things punching at each other. Avast, do we expect any changes in the NA compositions than what we watched in EU? Because week 1, they were very different.
Realistically, I would say not hugely. The biggest difference, honestly, at this point was that there was very much a lot more usage of the Thing in NA comparatively to the Venom in EU, along with, there was a lot of Star-Lord use, but realistically, there was a lot of similar comps. I think now with the Thing being adopted a bit more, as we saw earlier and for Rivals Fight Night EU, is that we're probably going to see a bit more parity between the two. I think we're probably not going to see nearly as many differences between those two regions. And I'm glad that you also hit on the fact that Achilles is based out of Korea, because I was about to be like, we're going to explain the glaze on Asia going on. And then there you go. You already got to it. You got a little bit earlier, so fantastic. I'm glad we have that bias out of the way. But he's still right in that respect. But overall, in terms of the comps, I doubt there are going to be too much differences between the two.
Yeah, when Achilles and I lived in Glendale, the same city together, I was always making ribeyes. This man's got ramen options. He's got all kinds of kimchi for me ready to try out. Achilles knows how to eat. Not as well as us Americans who stayed in America, though, Achilles. We have 2,200 on the Twitch, and thank you all for following. We have now passed the 3,000 marker. Thank you to the production team on the back end. And a quick reminder, why are we waiting? Should I throw it a break? I'm not going to. I'm going to force the players to get in the lobby, Avast, because this is esports. This is grassroots esports, and we can be rude to people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we should throw it a break, because at the end of the day, like, it's our production. We own the means of the actual production in this case.
I'm earning subs while we're live.
I'm just gonna say that, NA players, like, you gotta step it up. Like, we've been here. Achilles is up at like 4 a.m. in the morning ready to cast your games. You guys can't even into the lobby. Like, let's pick it up. I mean, we got 2 orgs here. FlyQuest, 100 Thieves. Let's start cracking the whip a bit. Let's crack the whip a bit. Let's get these guys in the lobby.
It's our broadcast. I mean, technically speaking, I mean, ZP could just say, all right, you got 15 minutes. Otherwise, we just give the win to Sentinels again. And
we just have get 12 chat members who want to face off for a chance to play Sentinels. Pair up quickly. Ooh. Send us your gamer tags. No, in real talk though, shout out to everyone who subscribed. I'm told, I think we are now 15 away from hitting partner level, at least the goal metric that we needed to. Fi Overwatch, the man you just saw dominating on Hella for Virtus Pro, he comes in with the 5. We saw Finzi dropping down 5. That's the Doctor Strange frontline for Virtus Pro. We saw Nevix coming through as well. All of our champions hanging out in the chat. You got questions? Finzi doesn't go to sleep. He'll answer them all night. Just keep spamming them. In the meantime, FlyQuest, 100 Thieves, same lobby. Ban Protect begins right now. Take it away, Avast.
Well, Wolverine banned right off the bat, so they're saying we really don't want to have to see Wolverine. We don't want to have to play in it, and because it's a very, very hard hero to play into.
No Venom.
Thieves, I mean, we talked about we probably weren't going to see Venom anyways. We're definitely not going to see Venom this map with being banned. So the question becomes, what do they want to prioritize with the protects, right? Do they want to try to play a dive? Do they want to play a little bit slower? Do they want to keep? And with Group being protected for 100 Thieves, that means we're likely going to see Group play. We're going to see a little bit of a slower comp, like try to play that like very, very healthy, very, very aggressive front line.
Namor is protected, trying to protect that back line potentially from a dive. And we'll see. Is Luna going to get banned on the other side from 100 Thieves to nullify that pick? FlyQuest with their final ban coming in, Achilles.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a fairly heavy anti-dive, getting the Wolverine out of the equation. And then also, okay, the Winter Soldier. So we're not going to have that. I mean, there was wreaking havoc. Obviously, Sparker was just utterly destroying everybody. So out of the equation. And then you get rid of the Adam Warlock. So now we don't have that kind of cohesion there alongside the Star-Lord as well. So Namor as well as Lunastone still going to be a really powerful combo that either team could run on this one. So I'm curious to see what they have that they're going to be piecing together here. But as far as the front lines, I'm curious if there's going to be double Groot play now that he is protected, or if we're just going to kind of see maybe just 100 Thieves running the Groot and still lean on that Doctor Strange and Magneto setup for FlyQuest.
Great call out. I wanted to ask Avast. First of all, who has more scrimbucks? Who's the favorite in this first fight? Because I know Sentinels are considered the best we've seen on Rivals Fight Night.
I mean, both these teams, obviously, they have a lot of history. There's a lot of recent results from both of them. But, I mean, this Mutants core for 100 Thieves, they were extremely dominant in a lot of the early tournaments and tournaments that have been happening before, the aptly named MRI, the Marvel Rivals Invitational. Though every time we use the acronym, it sounds like I'm getting ready to go for a brain scan.
Yeah.
But overall, like, I do think that for me at least, 100 Thieves is the team that might be favored just because of how strong they've been historically. Not to say that FlyQuest is going to be a slouch at all. This roster, this core, very, very strong. I mean, Gaskin has been part of like the early Nightmare core, which then became Sentinels, right? That was extremely dominant too in the early parts of NA. So I think it's going to be kind of a battle here, but I got my money on 100 Thieves.
All right, well, here we go, Avast already. Portal just going to be setting up here from Gasklin. As it jumped down directly onto the point itself. 100 Thieves a little bit slower, making their way over. Do have that Magneto as well as the Groot, so differential in that front line. There's already neutral fight coming up. I had a bit of damage going across here, but it's a little sustain. For the moment, though, just a slight little pullback from the side of 100 Thieves as the point gets ready to unlock.
And you see here all this pressure early, very, very early for 100 Thieves, just trying to find them, take them off the high ground as everyone starts moving towards the point. With the Luna Snows and the Namors on both sides, you're going to be seeing a lot of Namor looking for a flank, looking to get a pick off air with the Frozen Spawn with that team up, as a lot of pressure here on to Spark Chief, trying to force those walls, and they are going to do that as you see finally one pick going ahead down for Delina.
Yeah, Delina going to get taken out. Energy able to find that opening kill here. Ultimate's coming online for the side of FlyQuest. 100 Thieves just now starting to get some of theirs up, ready to go. First and foremost, there's going to be the Luna Stone coming through, stealing the ultimate as the whale goes diving forward. Not going to be finding much there, but Energy is able to find another as Terra's going to be taken down. Another blow here for the Hela. As we continue to dig it out. Point's still not yet capped, but players locked into position here as Vinny will just hold them down, gets an isolate over on a Spark Chief, but the kill not quite going to be able to come through. Still just looking for that elimination here. Trying to get that breaking point on this lockdown, but 100 Thieves for now going to be in control. FlyQuest trying to turn things around. Light going to go into the bubble. Keeps himself protected here for the moment. Meanwhile, Tarek going legendary up and over the top, looking for an isolated target, but the heal 3-put. Decent from the side of FlyQuest, so not going to find anything off the back of that, but it's going to be Vinny, SJP, Delana again, getting some revenge here, as FlyQuest will finally get shut down, and 100 Thieves very firmly gain control of the point.
And that might be the most Marvel Rivals fight to ever Marvel Rivals because you see an incredible amount of ults. Got from the beginning, no early picks. The Groot's dropping walls, just like trying to force cooldowns, trying to force an ult. The ults get traded, and finally, Terra late with the Galactic Legend. After all those ults and those strategy ults have been used, getting some late picks, and 100 Thieves now looking to control the choke, looking to get a lot of value here from the Thornlash walls for the Groot. Just try to force anything very, very early. See the bubble there onto Terra, trying to find one. Just gonna try to force some ults, and they do.
Up into the air, here goes Energy, ult online, quite a bit of splash on his air shield from Magneto. TDK is able to keep himself protected, but it's going to be Gaskin who's actually able to find Delana, so let's get taken down before that ultimate can come up, and with that final burst, Terra will end up falling. So solid opener here for the side of FlyQuest. They look to get their way forward onto the point, and they do manage to go ahead and shove them back here for the time being. A couple little stagger picks going to be coming in. The flip is going to be there. FlyQuest now gaining control. 65% established at the moment here for 100 Thieves. Is FlyQuest looking for a little bit more, but don't want to over pursue, and they will still get rewarded. It's just going to be hard to be taken down.
And 100 Thieves may be overplaying their hand a little bit, trying to take a really aggressive fight on the choke. You see that bubble early with that blaster barrage for Terra. Sure, they forced the ults, they forced the goddess of death from energy, but lose picks early. Great scenario for them, though, is that they actually managed off the Strangling Prison to force the Fate of Both Worlds there for FlyQuest. So they still got some value out of a lost fight. And they did 65% here on the point.
Still a decent amount for the side of FlyQuest, though. Spark Chief able to lock some people in position. The Welcome is coming on the back of that, but Delano, the neutral kill, just going to come through. His energy is going to be taken down. That's still available here for 100 Thieves as they continuously try to push back FlyQuest for any additional picks they can get. Video I'm just going to be thrown out here, looking for a target, drops it down. Bit of splash damage, but elimination not going to be found. Terra at the same time able to find Light. Way advantage here for the side of 100 Thieves for the moment. As it's going to be the Root Prison coming through. Vinny, look at that. Just go ahead and lock them in place. Delana up and over the top. Goddess of Death in play. Able to find Zealous. The cleanup from 100 Thieves looks good. Flip back into their favor. They don't lose control. They don't lose the lead. And now they're cresting 70%.
And just another very long fight, but another very crucial fight there. And have to give some, wait, they're going for an early Galactic Legend, a very early Galactic Legend. I mean, already Cooper Tastic found. They really just want to find someone just off the rip, and they do. But I mean, I guess they were probably hoping there was more people there. Like, I don't know if that was a fat finger, if they really just wanted to go ahead and say, like, let's just get this one kill onto Cooper Tastic. I mean, they definitely get it. They get the elim, and now FlyQuest, Cooper Tastic going to make it back pretty fast because they do have that skate on Luna Snow. Yeah. FlyQuest going to be going for the poke.
And not exactly the greatest target they're about to find, but now just 4% left to go here. Looking to push them off this point. Contest is going to be there. Overtime going to be forced out, but an immense amount of damage here on the Spark Chief is just about able to survive. Ult still here at the ready, just waiting to pull the trigger. 100 Thieves for the moment, not having too much. Are we going to go ahead and use that dupe on the ult? Light at the same time, though. Sends it out. That's going to be SJP now on the floor. One of the healers going to be taken down, but the trade back is going to be looking good as the lane is able to find one. So port for it, DPS now. Terra going to be joining him in the grave. 100 Thieves down 2 players as FlyQuest look to persevere. Energy still having that Goddess of Death here, should it become necessary, but they would love to get this flip just more so in the neutral rather than having to commit for their ultimates. But now it's looking all right here. The odds for them to be able to do it. Wall coming up, just trying to isolate and conquer somebody. Not quite going to be able to find it. As now the Goddess of Death going to be coming through. TPK will find one. Cooper Tastic going to be taken down, but there's a trade out. The Luna Snow is going to be eliminated. Terra dead. And it looks like this Goddess of Death should do just enough to keep FlyQuest in the map for now. 60% needing to get up to 99 to try to match it out. They will gain control.
And it was looking like, I mean, up against the ropes there for FlyQuest just a little bit. They make it back. They do have to use the Fate of the Worlds, obviously, there. And I thought they maybe had it there with the Horn of Proteus, with the combo of the Strangling Prison, but only got one, and they lost Light very early, who's now just going to be over to the Star-Lord here, obviously partially for the recontest as the portal comes on in. 100 Thieves making it here to the point, trying to just isolate one target, but most importantly, get some of that contest.
That's just going to hard be taken down. Energy with a absolutely critical opening there. We'll find one, but Light's going to be traded out. As that legendary just come through, they're up and over the top, looking to try to just mow them down. Finds Cooper Tastic for their trouble, and now it's all crumbling here for the side of FlyQuest. At the very last moments, looking like they're going to be able to take this in double overtime, but they fall short of the mark. 96%, about as good as it's going to get for them. The overtime will bleed down, and 100 Thieves, a strong start, strong enough finish. They'll take the opening round.
A lot closer than I think it would have been in my mind's eye initially, and despite FlyQuest, I feel like struggling a bit there. 100 Thieves, overplayed their hand that one crucial moment, bringing up that cap times a little bit equal, but gonna take the W there first. There. And I think when you watch these two comps here, Achilles, what's so important is when we see that interplay between like the Star-Lord and the Hela is, especially with Loki on the field, is like you really want your Hela to be getting some opening picks because you can get the res because of that team up, right? You have the damage boost, you can get the res. If someone goes down, you can bring up your Loki. And if you choose to play a Thor, you can also bring up the Thor if you choose to do that. And just watching the interplay of, okay, we force the Strategist ult, Strangling Prison, something like that. Okay, who's popping? Are we using a Meteor to try to like take down the Luna Snow through her ult? Like that back and forth until eventually the Galactic Legend comes out is pretty much the tempo here when we see a lot of these fights break down between these two comps is force ult. Okay, Galactic Legend, let's see it.
3, 2, 1.
All right, well, Energy, despite the loss, still looking like one of the lobby leaders as far as that damage and final blows is concerned. Solid performance and opening picks. Going to be needing a little bit more of that if FlyQuest want to extend this to a third and final round. Well, it's obviously 2 in the back pocket here for the side of 100 Thieves. Cooper Tastic not too far away. Have that Fate of Both Worlds online and ready. Terra for now just going to be playing the low ground here, poking and prodding, duking it out against Light, who ducks back around the corner. Going low, but heals now coming through right as they try to go in for the pursuit. Spark Chief dropping down around the corner here, just hugging that back pillar. Terra getting harassed out. They desperately would love to get this pick here on this Star-Lord, but can't quite make it happen just yet.
And they had to use the regeneration domain really early to save Terra here, actually, even with the idle aura from the Luna Snow from SJP. And there's going to be the Galactic Legend coming on down. They don't have the regen domain, so they're probably going to have to use anything, a strategist, but they can't. They can't save Terra in time.
Yeah, they just don't have the timing on it. It's going to be Light just starting to take over as Vinny similarly going to be taken down. Pursuit forward here, looking for some additional staggers as FlyQuest, the rest of the team, just go ahead and get the cap on the point. So very solid opening fight off the back of Light, just pulling the trigger on the ultimate.
And I'm definitely a little perplexing for my end because, I mean, you have the idle aura for Luna Snow allowing you to pocket just one player. When you put heals into someone else, they get that some more of that healing in return, or that spill-off healing. And I would think that Terra would have tried to be taking flank fights here versus Light, but was kind of on the point and just took a lot of damage early, forcing the regen domain. So then they were kind of just in the disadvantage there for that fight. As here comes the entry again. FlyQuest trying to hold.
Okay, well, there's the immobilize, just locking some people in position. Decent protect coming out from the Loki, though. They will stay alive. Now that Fate of Both Worlds going to be coming through here from SJP. Keeps the team alive in the mix here for the moment. FlyQuest, however, still in control, still playing forward against this wave here from 100 Thieves. A little bit of a back cap
they're capping.
through. We'll see if anybody's going to go back to the contested. Looks like the answer is going to be yes here. The very last second, they are able to go ahead and stop that one from just getting neutrally flipped. Goddess of Death now going to be coming through here. Energy taking the skies. Terra able to get some revenge. His Light's going to be eliminated there. They're able to find one, but broken out of the Goddess of Death is Energy, and he just absolutely gets melted. Terra coming up with yet another critical kill. FlyQuest, however, still have not conceded the point. 100 Thieves have the player advantage here in their hands, especially as Gasklin and Spark Chief are going to be taken down, so it seems like 100 Thieves will finally have their opening and get the flip into their control. 64%, however, a very solid lead for FlyQuest as they look for the retake.
Uh-oh, Terra has to be careful. Luckily, gonna use Rocket Propulsion, get on out. They do have the Stellar Shift as well, give them a little bit of frames of invincibility, and that's exactly what you want out of your Star-Lord player, is the Star-Lord player, especially with a really aggressive hold here on this map, on Royal Palace, and just Marvel Rivals in general, you have to use so much just to get out of the spawn. You need someone to make them turn around. You need someone to turn, and when they did, Terra had the Galactic Legend ready, just broke the whole fight open.
Now on the back foot a bit here, FlyQuest. Nearly 4 ults online, fantastic. Getting close to that next one. Quick little crow out. Energy trying to stay safe, but every single time they gain line of sight, just a multitude of shots going their way. Trying to break down that hell up, but it's going to be Light just dropping down straight in on top of Vinny. Goomba stopping him. Coming away with the kill. Now the front line broken open here for 100 Thieves as they try to persevere. Ult still online as there you go. Terra popping the ult, matched now by Light, just duking it out here in the skies, trying to just kill each other off. The healing throughput on both teams is going to be far too much. 100 Thieves now getting closer and closer to taking the lead here on the map. On the round, I should say. Trying to steal this one away and make it a 2-0 start. FlyQuest still not finding quite too much there, but Elena, just as I say, it's going to be taken down. Energy coming away with yet another critical kill. Locked in position, coming through. Vinny just going ahead and keep them in this spot. Light going to be taken down. Energy with yet another kill. TTK going to be taken down here in the front line. Vinny, however, still very healthy, still pushing forward, maintaining control here of the point for the side of 100 Thieves, making this unassailable for FlyQuest.
I know, but they still have the portal, unfortunately, even with Vinny's heroics, with the Strangling Prison. Now, the portal comes back up. All the FlyQuest spawns, they're going to be back. They're going to force their regeneration domain, but they do have the Goddess of Death, the counter portal up for 100 Thieves. It's chaos here on the point, but the Goddess of Death getting 2, and now FlyQuest in firm control here, even with all the heroics from Vinny. I mean, just so much damage on the board there from the Goddess of Death.
Yeah, fadeaway shot from Energy to just be able to find that killer on a Harvey. Absolutely monstrous. Secondary shot, now a bit of pressure being applied there onto Delena, but Light needs to play this carefully, but his Energy joins it alongside the 2v1. They come out on top. FlyQuest looking to take this to a third and final round. TTK getting himself forward here. That Agamotto at the ready, jumps forward, does manage to find a connection on to multiple players. Can they get the cleanup? Arby's going to be able to find one. Gasklin taking down Spark Chief as well, dead. The front line going to be broken down at the same time. 100 Thieves are able to find the flip. They're now in control. 99% there for the side of FlyQuest is Light, popping that ultimate, taking to the skies, trying desperately to find some kills to get his team back into this one, but Cooper-Tesic is going to be eliminated. Now FlyQuest need to just get back over to try to find a touch. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do it. Overtime is going to be forced out. Can they get the clutch? Delena up into the sky. That got us.
I mean, they're gonna have the
down from
Achilles.
above. Yep, Energy gonna be taken out. Terra finds Zelos. It's looking like 100 Thieves have actually pulled it off. FlyQuest with such a strong volley in this second round, but Odin's Archive not gonna go their way. Instead, it's a 2-0 start to the series as 100 Thieves get the first map.
And I honestly thought like that was going to be done a lot sooner. I mean, Gasklin earlier, like 2 fights ago, goes for the Eye of Agamotto, gets, I'm sorry, not Gasklin, but I'd rather they go for the Eye of Agamotto, get frozen by Cooper-tastic, and they just able to pop the counter ult. And I was like, okay, well, this is it. Like, I think this is definitely going to be the flip there, but just not enough. And 100 Thieves, it was scrappy. I mean, take a breath, because this was an incredibly scrappy map. It felt like there was having to be hero plays back and forth between the two. The duelists for both squads just looking for hunts, looking for just any sort of flank pressure, any sort of flank picks there, which they did. I mean, that you saw there that they were looking to just go those 2-man death squads, just try to find one, try to get an early pick, and it just became scrappy every single time. And luckily off the heroics there for TTK, getting the Eye of Agamotto, forcing the region domain, Harvey following up, getting a pick, it was down to the wire. And Puckett, I mean, I don't know what you were thinking, but I mean, that just has to be one of the scrappiest maps I've seen.
That was so much fun, and it's kind of surprising to see our final score 2-0 in the opening map. Big shout out, though, to the chat. During that game, I was asking for facts about 100 Thieves, formerly known as Mutants. Here's a few of them. Hani Extra says they all live in the X Mansion or in Krakoa. I think you're a liar. Roasted Chocolates, they're really good AF, and now they've got Delana Sweet. All former Overwatch players. Vinny is known as the #1 Groot. SJP, TTK, all from Xbox. Sock says all 6 of them were former Overwatch Grandmaster players on console. Achilles, can console kids play Rivals on PC?
No, probably not. I think it's probably a safe bet. But I mean, hey, if they are, power to them, because what a performance. But yeah, this was, I think, you know, a trial by fire a little bit for me, jumping in, first ever cast of this game. Let's just make it the scrappiest affair we possibly can.
Yeah, you know, just welcome to our world, Achilles. This is the chaotic love that we have for you. Of course, Death from Above, setting the tone early. We saw all kind of leaves trying to beat the Thieves in the chat. Ultimately, though, Thieves at the end of this round lock it up. Walk me through it, Avast. Was it the ultimate usage? Was it a few key picks on the strategist? What went right for the Thieves?
I mean, honestly, it was neck and neck. I think really the ult trading here was once again neck and neck, but 100 Thieves doing it a bit better, and also a lot of credit to Terra, in particular on this first point of Royal Palace. Terra just making sure to get tons and tons of value, forcing fights here on the flank, saving the Galactic Legend when necessary. And for the second point, I have to give the shout out to TTK. TTK hitting the last Eye of Agamotto onto the top, forcing the region domain, and then just letting people get some cleanup kills there. I realistically, there's no single MVP. There's no single like, oh, this is what went better. 100 Thieves traded the ultimate better. They got a few more picks. FlyQuest kept it extremely, extremely close. And honestly, none of that would have been possible either without Vinny. You know, as they say, the best Groot is what you heard from chat. I mean, you can kind of see it here because Vinny kept 100 Thieves in this here for Odin's Archives on the second point of Royal Palace.
Some massive roots coming out of there. The Strangled Prison from Vinny. We are going to see 100 Thieves with a 1-0 lead in our best of 5 after taking Throne Room and Odin. So good stuff early on from both teams. Close matchups. FlyQuest and I think 100 Thieves GMs, they're smiling if they're in the chat right now, Achilles, because these were 2 strong squads beforehand. Now underneath your banner, we expect them to get even better. Yeah,
and I just glanced over. Apparently, TTK does play with a controller. I don't think the whole team does, but you know, if he's sitting there and he's diddling the sticks, I believe is
he's a stick diddler. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what the kids are saying. That's what they're all saying for sure.
All the kids are diddling sticks.
That's a deep cut reference from season 2. But when the league got called out. But yeah, hey, more power to him, because that Eye of Agamotto at the very end was what really sealed the deal. I think, you know, 2 fewer players from FlyQuest getting caught by that ultimate, you probably don't. We're probably in a 3rd round. On Royal Palace. So huge clutch ultimate coming through to just lock everybody in position, be able to get the flip, and then pick them off from there. So you're proving me wrong here, TTK.
I want to give a shout out to Like Butta. You win Hater of the Day award. Only 2K viewers, bro. We're across multiple platforms. We got co-streamers. We got people streaming their own perspective. Put yourself on mute. Sit back, relax, because we're going to burn it to Chala, and we're going to see some amazing bubbling. I have a feeling Magnetos will be out on both sides. They had some awesome haymakers cross-map in the first round. FlyQuest choosing to take us here. Why are we heading there, Avast, and who's your player to watch?
I mean, we're heading here because they obviously want to play domination. We talked about it earlier how they can play any map they want as long as they don't play it a second time. They clearly just want to play domination again. I mean, it's a very fast game mode here as FlyQuest. They said, enough, Vinny. We've had enough. We're getting rid of the Groot. No more Groot going to be possible. Venom's still going to be out of the field, going to be out of play. So it's just kind of a question of where do they want to play? Because it definitely seems like when we're dealing with like poke comps, when we're having some Namor, when we're having Star-Lord, waiting for the ult to be used to come in with the Galactic Legend to do a Horde and Proteus for maybe like a combo. It seems like 100 Thieves has the slight edge there in that. So maybe FlyQuest wants to play something slightly different, or something else off the field as Wolverine protected. So 100 Thieves looking like they want to go for a Wolverine comp, and we've seen in some of the earlier matches for EU using the Pharaoh Leap to take some people off the point even.
So why do you, I guess, protect the Atom on the other side? Atom Warlock, and then you ban the Hela. Is there a hard counter to Wolverine? Do you just have to mirror match him? What are we expecting here, Avast?
Well, I mean, we've seen a lot of teams play, like, let's say, Winter Soldier. You can also have, like, the Thing as well to just, like, and of course, Magneto for the bubbles whenever you get the Pharaoh Leap. And Adam Warlock's interesting because if you're playing into very dive-heavy compositions, which you might see here, especially with, like, a Wolverine, Adam Warlock's able to spread the damage around with that life, with the, you know, the live stream with the soul bond, so to make sure that no one goes down if we're doing the dive. It also does a lot of damage himself and gets revives if you lose a pick. So Adam can be seen as a little bit of a piece of a puzzle here to try to deny Wolverine value, but really a lot of it comes down to like Magneto, you know, are you having the Winter Soldier? But it's going to be pretty interesting because they're a very interesting set of bans and protects.
Here we go, map number 2. The bans, the protects are in. On the mic, we have the great Achilleos cast and Avast_O. Drop a follow on Twitter. Show them some love. Rivals Fight Night continues right now.
Thank you very much, Puckett. Much love to you as well. But yeah, let's see how we fare as we jump into the second map here. Honestly, overall, though, I really love the way that 100 Thieves piloted this ban protect phase. Seeing, okay, you know, you're going to go ahead and take away the Groot. You're really concerned about that. We can play plenty of other things, and that allows us to get this Wolverine that you previously had the first round ban because, you know, you're worried about it. So we'll see how this goes here, but Terra was an absolute menace in the previous map there on that Star-Lord, and I don't think that that's going to change too much now that he's over on the Wolverine.
FlyQuest actually looking with this Thing comp to be really, really aggressive. Try to find someone off the rip there for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, nearly got onto Delana. Does manage to stay alive there on that Namor for the time being. We do also get first look of the day here in NA on the Thing. There's some back and forth to be had here as fists will fly. Neutral fight so far, not taking too much damage. Terra does nearly get picked off, but shielding comes through, able to stay alive there on that Wolverine for the time being. Coopertastic going to be taking quite a bit of damage. Zealous as well, tagged up, and despite the fact that they got 3 healers on the side of FlyQuest, they still are going to be the first ones to fall. Solid opening fight here. 100 Thieves not going to be losing out on anybody as it's just jump off the side of the map, go for the reset. 100 Thieves first grab the point.
Delana there on the flank with Namor, and you have this Luna Snow team up with the Frozen Spawn, and it allows Namor to just jump into the backline there, Achilleos, right? Put down some monster spawn, you do a ton of damage, you slow them, and just immediately burst down this triple strategist for FlyQuest because they are playing a triple strategist comp here. They have a Luna Snow, they have a Loki, they have the Adam Warlock, and sure, Adam Warlock does a lot of damage, still a strategist at the end of the day. You lose some of the flexibility of having a duelist or maybe like another Vanguard. Well, I guess to be fair, they're already running 2 Vanguards, so they don't want to run the triple. But 100 Thieves here with some very, very strong ults. They have the Namor set up. FlyQuest gonna have to look to make something happen.
They're not too far behind as far as their ult build is concerned, but 100 Thieves obviously having the lion's share. But Terra going to be taken down here in the neutral right off the rip. Is Spark Chief able to get in on top of that Wolverine? Harvey looking for a steal here, trying to just make up for the loss of that one character. Terra going to be looking to rejoin as quickly as possible, but DTK able to find Zealous yet again. All the support's going to be taken down off the rip. JP tagged up, but that's just going to be faded to both worlds. Now going to be popped here, just keeping everybody sustained on the side of 100 Thieves. They look to maintain control. Now already 60% being accrued. FlyQuest need to get something going. Need to make it happen right here, right now, Avast.
And the last stand's up for Terra. If they can keep Terra alive, I'm sure they still have the regenerative healing factor as well. The Galactic Legend used. Regen Domain gonna be popped. Are they able to peel this? Then more using the Bless in the Deep. They're still on the backline. The collaborating time goes out, but I think that's just gonna clean them up here on the point. Nothing found for Vinny. And that pressure from Light on the Star-Lord here. When you're playing triple strategist, you don't see Star-Lord a lot. Star-Lord is a very common pick. You're very mobile. You can have the idle aura there from energy and just wait for the right opportunity to strike. Wait to set up a Galactic Legend, force maybe the regenerative domain, anything. And since there was no strategist ult remaining, it was just free pickings.
A really nice capitalization there from the side of Light, just seeing that the team from 100 Thieves getting segregated away from one another. Able to weasel his way into the back line. Find those squishier targets, take him down with the ultimate. Terra looking for the dive.
Oh.
Nothing connecting though. Yeah, a little bit of a little whiffy. But ultimate now going to be online. Zealous, however, able to find one. Is Delena going to be taken down? Critical target found here for the side of FlyQuest. See if they can maintain that, but dive forward. Terra isolating. Coopertastic now eliminated. Well, one of those especially is going to be eliminated, but just as soon as it starts looking good for Terra, it ends up looking a little bit bad as SparkChief's able to find that kill yet again. Vinny now going to be taken out. As FlyQuest very much starting to run away with some of these skirmishes here. More kills found. TTK gets a parting gift shot there onto Light. Getting rid of that Star-Lord. Okay, Delena able to find Zealous suddenly. Window of opportunity for 100 Thieves to re-aggress back forward onto the point. It was looking like they were going to be completely contained back, but now they can go ahead and push forward.
Luckily, though, they do have that team up there with the Adam Warlock, both Star-Lord and Adam Warlock coming back from the cocoon there, regenerating here. As already 100 Thieves, they're on the point. They know they're going to have ults. Clobber in time. Early for SparkChief. Going to deny TTK anything. They could not save them there with the Fate of Both Worlds. And now they have to be worried about the high ground. You see Bubbles going up to Light. Light's going to continue to contest up there. Deny any of the high ground advantages. 100 Thieves, they're looking for anything. They are going to have some good ults available. Fate of Both Worlds is going to be done.
Maybe looking for some kind of big opening kill here. TTK getting ready to come back over. Meteor Am online. Whale goes out. Whale goes whiff. Nothing going to be found off the back of that one. Light with another ultimate online. Just looking to whittle away at them here on the approach. Just keeping 100 Thieves at bay. Now chasing forward, looking for a little bit more. Fulfill going to be coming through, keeps him protected. And Light overextending. Does end up taking down Delena, able to find that kill, but overtime still forced out. Going to start draining very quickly. Still just the one kill found so far.
Oh no!
Decent damage across, and Zealous chunked out. Terra on the rejoin. That Winter Soldier now in play. He's able to find him, picks them off. Player advantage is now very much here in the hands of 100 Thieves. Looks like this round not going to be over quite just yet. FlyQuest close but no cigar. We'll have to go for a final fight, but 83% 100 Thieves very close to stealing this one away.
And what a set of hero plays from 100 Thieves. I mean, the regenerative domain late from Harvey, keep everyone alive from the Galactic Legend from Light, who is finding the high ground, and then the find from Terra, denying the Karmic Revival. No reses available as FlyQuest looking to try to make it back. They have the portal. They know SparkChief has the clobbering time. However, immediately cleaned up there with the Kraken impact. I mean, it's just getting so much value. Maybe not making another reset here. Cooldown about to be up. Yeah, they're not. This FlyQuest, I mean, they're down 3. It's just going to be a slow bleed here.
Yeah, I mean, Coopertastic. Gonna have to try to see if we can do something here. Put him on his back. SparkChief as well. Does have that clobbering time at the ready. But, the uppercut into the headshot. Terra just picking them to pieces. What a clutch rejoin. The swap to the Winter Soldier. Absolutely everything with that catch onto Zealous, and 100 Thieves coming away with the opening round here on Burning T'Challa.
And you see the power of the triple strategist there with some of the longer fights, like how long they can stay in the fight with the Star-Lord, being able to get the cocoon passive, get the team up, come back to life. But when you want to do a really, really unfortunate find there of Terra finding the Adam Warlock, they're finding Zealous on the high ground, it just
it's about as bad as you can get.
Yeah, it's literally the worst possible situation. It's almost impossible to, lose an ult on Adam Warlock, and that's one of the situations where you can be found. And a lot of credit as well to both Terra and to Delena just making sure to just continue to deny value for Light, because that's where all the damage here for coming in, right? SparkChief obviously does a lot of damage on the thing. You get the cleaves with the stone haymakers, but Light is kind of like their playmaker here. They're looking to sustain. They're looking to keep the fight going long enough to where Light can get value. And it's up to Terra, it's up to Delena to make sure, like, okay, we're not going to let you get value. We're going to shut you down, and we're going to pretty much constantly look to deny any of that extra damage you can get as a Star-Lord.
Well, 100 Thieves now coming into the second round. Already with that win under their belt, but also with, I mean, damn near 5 ultimates in the back pocket here, Avast. This is going to be an uphill battle for FlyQuest to say the absolute least.
See some early pokes going on in the field as FlyQuest, I mean, with the Invisible Woman now here. So they've decided, okay, we're actually not going to be playing, maybe a Loki. We'd rather just have let's have the Invisible Woman. Let's have the option to do some force physics. We can set up some shields here for Light on the Star-Lord, who's going to be really mobile. So you put the Guardian Shield, absorb some damage, give some heals. 100 Thieves, I mean, like you called out, Achilleos, 4 ults, about to be 5. The ult bank is looking really good as the contest comes out.
And Terra can get that 6th one online here pretty damn quickly. It's okay, that's going to be the clobbering time out from Vinny. Finds a knock up, not too much follow-up. Going to be there on the back end of that one. At the same time, SparkChief going forward. His own clobbering time in play. The only ult going to be coming through, but Delena finding a critical opening pick. Energy going to be taken down there. That Lunastone now out of the equation. Punches flying. Terra trying to keep this thing at bay. Spark Chief getting whittled away at off screen will eventually fall. Delana able to come away with that kill, and 100 Thieves grab opening control of the point once more.
And FlyQuest, they definitely would love to have gotten more ults out. I mean, they got 2, but Vinny already 50% to the other. And unfortunately, one of the, the clobbering time went out, caught Spark Chief, who, for those who aren't aware of thing, actually immune to most of those CC effects. So really not going to do much to you there. The team of their Invisible Woman also giving some extra bonus health as 100 Thieves still controlling the point. And Delana just is kind of the raid boss right now at Kilios. Like, they need to make sure that Delana, with getting empowered by the Frozen Spawn, they can't let Delana be free firing, especially with the Horn of Proteus up now that can just burst through some strategist ults. As FlyQuest looking for the contest. Not that 5.
Big turn, I was going to say, from Delana. Was kind of struggling that opening Hella battle on the first map. Now looking so damn strong on this Namor. Light trying to lead the way. 5 ultimates online here for the side of FlyQuest. A little bit of a stun there. Now the ult going to be popped. Just taking to the skies, looking for a target, but 100 Thieves successfully disengaging, just kind of pulling back, breaking line of sight for the most part. Now diving forward here. This is Shape P going to be popping the ultimate, keeping everybody alive for the time being, but Zelos able to find one. Delana going to be taken down. Critical pick there. That Namor has been such a thorn in their side. Point, however, still not flipped into FlyQuest control. 100 Thieves maintain that for themselves, now pressing past 60%. Spark Chief just trying to get in on top of this back line. Able to find Terra there. And with a final punch, SJP will get taken down, so it seems like FlyQuest will finally gain control, but already so much percentage given over to 100 Thieves.
Some well-used ults there, but once again, like you highlighted, it's an uphill battle for FlyQuest because they're already down so much in cap time. 100 Thieves, they're going to have plenty of time to build up their ult bank here. And FlyQuest, they need to be really efficient. They need to be maybe winning some fights early, just setting up like a bubble onto Light, letting him get into the back. Maybe a good clobbering time for Spark Chief just to win an early fight. 100 Thieves making the approach. Spark Chief trying to hold a little aggressively, gonna get caught.
A little aggressively, to say the absolute least, just gets punished right out there in the opening. And I mean, look at the floodgates open now. As should be able to find 2. Zealous this time not going to be interrupted. Does manage to get that ult through, just rezzing everybody back into the fights of FlyQuest. It's an opportunity to try to spare their blushes here, turn the tides on this one. And it's clobbering time at the ready. Spark Chief hitting the floor there for a brief little moment. Ult now available for use, but Zelos picked off Coopertastic dead as well, and the HP bars are just suffering as Light down to a sliver of HP. The charge through 111 remaining there on Spark Chief. Still not going to get taken down. Does manage to make his way over to a health pack. Zelos now falling as 100 Thieves still just too many players alive. They managed to push their way through. They regain control. Only 53% accrued for FlyQuest.
FlyQuest, unfortunately, after that early pick, having to drop the Karmic Revival just to stay here in the fight. Maybe even, choosing to do that. Like, okay, let's go sack at the choke early. Let's try to get some ults out, and then we can all just Karmic Revive. But they didn't get any ults out early. They got nothing out early. So the Karmic Revive had to be used, and they're already in that ult deficit. Now FlyQuest looking for the recontest. They do hold on to the Galactic Legend, but I mean, with the Fate of Both Worlds, I mean, with also the Meteor Rim that can also just completely mitigate all that damage, 100 Thieves have to feel pretty unfazed.
Yeah, it's going to be all out here from Coopertastic, just looking to obfuscate as much as possible. Meteor, like you say, is at the ready now. Going to be popped as he just send it blind in. No, just sends it into the back line, but it's going to be a big whip there from TTK. Not really finding any targets here. Light does go ahead, pops the ultimate, but both worlds popped here from the side of SJP. Keeping everybody protected and alive as the front line from the side of FlyQuest is just getting beaten and battered. Gasland desperately trying to stay alive. Light able to peel one off there, though, as the lineup does get taken down. The bars now still low on the side of FlyQuest as they seek some stability, needing to get this flip here in overtime. Damage in the back line for Zealous, but unable to confirm that kill is TTK, but Terra does find Spark Chief, so one piece of the puzzle accrued here for the side of 100 Thieves. Still running
just
through.
trying to stay alive here. You see the tank? I mean, they gotta keep him alive. They gotta keep him alive. But you see, clobbering timeout, Terra back. There's gonna be the crack at impact. They do have some ults. They're gonna have some options here to stay up here for FlyQuest as they're trying to find one of the Meteor Rim, and they just can't. And with Delana making it back here, also with the Horn of Proteus, I mean, unless a miracle happens, I think this should just be a 100 Thieves win.
Yeah, no, not at all. Can't find a damn thing here, it would seem. I mean, Zealous does have that ultimate, but they just don't have time on their side. The OT bleeds down, and it's going to be back-to-back 2-0s here for 100 Thieves, just collecting these rounds, shutting the door in FlyQuest's face, as they are now 2-0 here in this set.
Maybe we don't go back to we just don't go back to domination again. Perhaps no more domination for FlyQuest. Perhaps we pick a map that could have a bit of a longer runtime. I mean, obviously they must feel confident in it, but overall, 100 Thieves, I mean, living up to my expectations so far. Definitely a very scrappy first map, that Trial by Fire for you. But this one much more in line with what I was expecting from this roster. They look extremely in control. FlyQuest, you know, struggling a bit. I think they're getting a little cutesy with this triple strategist with the Adam Warlock trying to make it work. And 100 Thieves just said, you know, we're just going to play pretty standard comp. We're going to have the Namor. We're just going to run over you with the Winter Soldier. And Light did his best. He really did. They did their best to try to get as much value as possible. But when you're the only duelist on the field, it's sometimes really, really hard to get max value when all the pressure's on you.
I saw Finzi in the chat saying, wow, this is much closer than I expected. So if you just came in, you saw the double blue icons there. Yes, 100 Thieves walks away with a 2-0 start. They are on match point. But FlyQuest very much in every single one of these stages so far. But Avast, I think you nailed it. Maybe not play domination for the third time around. Achilles, where do you want to see him go? What do you want to see differently from our FlyQuest family? Because there are a lot of supporters spamming leaves to beat these thieves.
It's a tough call, and you know, I'm not going to claim to be the most familiar person. I'm still very much, you know, on the learning curve here at the moment. But some of these rounds are so very close, and I feel like this is going to be really disheartening for FlyQuest, just constantly having these 2-0s, you know, or rather be suffering these 0-2 losses on these back-to-back maps here. Because they keep getting close. It keeps looking like they get into a good position, especially in that last round. They're able to win a fight. They shut back 100 Thieves to get the flip. They have the ult economy even in their favor. 100 Thieves pushing back into them. FlyQuest has 4 ultimates online, but they immediately have to dump them in desperation just to try to stay alive. And then 100 Thieves still manage to persevere in the round. I don't know where you look to go specifically, but I agree that going to domination for a third time, probably not something you want to do. I'd be curious if they try to change it up, go for, you know, a convergence map, something like that. Spiders, I don't know.
We're going to
a little bit different here, but
I have a feeling we're going to Yggdrasil path. There it is. Okay. Thank you, production. They whispered in my ear while you were talking, Achilles. It seems FlyQuest knows where they want to play. How do they want to play is the question. We have our ban and protect coming up here in just a moment, and I thought we were worried about Vinny having the best Groot in the game. Well, he just pushed you around on Thing. Can you waste both of your bans on Vanguards?
I mean, it's not really a waste if it gets rid of
Can you invest both on one player of the 6?
It's not. I would say that it's the problem here is that right now for FlyQuest is that with this triple strategist comp is that it feels like, if anything, sure, you could try to ban around what 100 Thieves strengths are, but 100 Thieves feels like they're probably extremely confident knowing what is FlyQuest going to play. Like, we know exactly what you're going to try to play. So if anything, you need to see a swap up, sort of what we saw where Ex Oblivione did in their match versus OG. You need to see a little bit more flexibility, because that's what we talked about in the pregame, in the pre-show here a little bit, Puckett and Achilles, is that if you're going to want to beat Sentinels, we need to see the flexibility of this roster. We need to see the options to actually force them off something they're comfortable at. And so far, there hasn't really been anything from FlyQuest in that angle.
100 Thieves. Match point. The cat's loving it. So are we. Achilles, it is time to party. Let's find the ban and protects. Who is going to be in the game, who is not. I have to say, Big D on the Namor highlight for me. He shut things down on that opening round. Also, Taro with one of the few times we've seen someone hooked out of a Luna ult, uppercutted in the air, and finished with a headshot. It's one of the few ways that you can kill someone while they are in the middle of that ultimate. So awesome stuff from the 100 Thieves duelist. On the other side, give me a player to watch, Avast. We know the map, so who do you want to see pop off for FlyQuest?
A lot of pressure's been on Light. If anything, I would love to see like a second duelist come onto the field. And if they're not gonna play a second duelist, maybe, you know, I like the Magneto Thing play. I really did. I feel like Spark Chief was getting a lot of value. If anything, if they're gonna keep playing the Magneto, I mean, Gaskin, I don't think got nearly as many picks through strategy tools as you want from a Meteor M. Like, that's one of the other few combos when we talk about like how do you defeat Luna Snow? How do you defeat like the power, the powerful AoE healing, and also just, you know, Invisible Woman ults, etc. And the copies from Loki just get another Fate of Both Worlds. It's a Meteor M. You're just gonna charge it up, try to find one. Ideally, the Luna Snow, or in this case, it would be like the copied Loki. So maybe Gaskin getting a little bit more value there off of the ults. Though I will say, I mean, they're doing their best. It's just really hard when there's so much damage on the field, in particular from Delana, just completely uncontested. Honestly, with the team up there from Luna Snow, it's just oppressive.
North American players figuring out how to get in the lobby. Sorry to cut you off there, Achilles. A quick update as well. If you hit exclamation giveaway on twitch.tv/Rivals Fight Night, you are going to be taken to our website, rivalsfightnight.com, where you could earn a new Intel GPU. You want to get hooked up? All you got to do, head over to our website. Big shout out to Intel being a part of the show, supporting Rivals Fight Night. Back to you, Achilles.
Oh, I was just gonna say I would love to see them go back to having just double duelist, get energy back on something, because that first map was pounding. I mean, the hella play from energy. He was kind of the one that was showing up the most, at least at the start of this series. I would love to see them lean back into that, get that impact, because right now they're just not having as much damage throughput as they need to get through these players on 100 Thieves. That front line has been pretty much unassailable for them. I think that they need a little bit more oomph. So I'm curious to see what they're going to be pulling out, but I think that FlyQuest right now as well are in a really awkward spot when it comes down to this ban protect. Like, what do you try to tackle? What are you trying to save? Because I mean, it's a vast word of the day, which is flexibility. So, and 100 Thieves have been putting that on display. I mean, the worst that 100 Thieves looked was the first round of Burning T'Challa when they were playing Wolverine. And then they said, okay, this isn't working. And then they just went over and played Winter Soldier, and they absolutely clapped.
It was so nice to see Wolverine not get value for the first time, too. I feel like that has never happened on Rivals Fight Night. There is a counter to him. It can happen.
It's himself when he's just whiffing everything.
Yeah, that is a pretty big counter. And I think that's a great pretty much point there, Achilles, is additionally, energy was a difference maker overall in that first map, and we haven't seen that as well. Honestly, I'd be kind of interested to see potentially a Loki ban, just because, like, if they're going to force this triple strategist, something they're missing a lot is the regeneration domain and the damage from the Loki. Regen domain is probably arguably one of the strongest, if not the strongest, cooldowns in the entire game. It's just able to save players, save them through ults even, and they're missing that value a lot when they're playing this triple strategy with the Adam Warlock. And 100 Thieves already banning the Venom again. They really, really don't want to play against Venom.
We're going to stop yapping. We will play as soon as we can, chat. I promise. That is a Venom ban. That is a Wolverine ban. And as you can see from our friend Hexagrams, hit that rivalsfightnight.com link. Intel is tracking our links. The more you click, the more money we get to put in our players' pockets. Namor is protected. It's your turn, 100 Thieves.
So Groot protected as well. So a Namor protection and a Groot protection, I mean, we're going to, it's... The problem here, essentially, if Luna Snow is banned, it's not that Namor is necessarily going to be unplayable. It's just more so Namor gets neutered a bit, right? Namor is just not having the best time. And 100 Thieves actually saying, we don't want to play into your triple strategist. We're actually just going to get rid of the Adam Warlock entirely. So now FlyQuest, what do they look to do? I mean, they're probably going to be looking to play just a more standard 2-2-2 now. And they're going to ban. They did it. They listened. Are they listening in cast right now? Hey, FlyQuest, hi.
Heroes can make all the difference.
They heard. You shouldn't be listening to this. Focus on the game.
I think they heard when we told them to get in the lobby. Me neither. Give them a big shout out though. Banning Adam Warlock. Res comps, get out of here. They say we're going to the path. Who will answer? Will it be 100 Thieves moving on to our finals against Sentinels, or will FlyQuest force a game number 4? On the mic for the night, we have the great Achilles. You've heard him on games like Overwatch, Valorant. Now you hear his voice on Rivals.
Thank you very much, Puckett. And yeah, it's been a fun little event so far here for me, but it's going by a little bit faster than I might have anticipated. I feel like we were waiting for the players to get into the lobby for longer than we've been in the game here, Avast. So I'm looking for FlyQuest to start making a comeback, try to pull off a bit of a reverse sweep here, perhaps. We'll see if they have it, if they have what it takes to make that happen. But for now, I'm seeing energy hovering on this Hela, and I have a smile on my face.
The battle starts in 5.
And that's exactly what we were talking about earlier, and it was a good call out, I think. And also, with the Groot coming into play here too, I know obviously you were still waking up earlier in the day. You didn't get to see a lot of the EU. You were slowly cracking open your eyes, but the Groot, very, very strong here on the path. Just able to split up a lot of the healing. You can use the Strangling Prison to just like set up some ult combos as well, or just even force strategist ults. As already,
I mean, it makes sense.
FlyQuest getting picked up the corner.
Yggdrasil is a tree, and Groot is also a tree, so it makes sense.
The lore buff, of course.
Yeah, and I know so much. We'll see how they fared up first on the defense here for FlyQuest. Spark just trying to hold this corner for the time being. As a wall going up, TTK looking to get isolated. Does manage to go ahead, peel back around the corner from that one, but SJP lost a little bit earlier on. It's FlyQuest, solid little player advantage there for the time being. So about a minute gone off the clock. TTK continuously getting battered around here, but that's just going to be quite a bit of healing and ult charge here for the side of 100 Thieves. It's hardly nearly with that Invisible Woman ultimate ready to go.
And you got to keep an eye on the flanks here. I mean, already that early pick on SJP from Energy was crucial. As Vinny, though, finding Gaston, taking a lot of damage early. The walls, the Thornlash walls, when they get activated, do a lot of damage in return. As Vinny now just going to try to walk forward, split off some more players here. As FlyQuest looking to potentially make the retreat. They have to make sure not to get staggered.
Yeah, and this means that Vinny is also able to catch up here, so we'll have that ultimate online. Sparkchief's had one in the back pocket for a decent amount of time now, but speaking of ult, it's going to be invested. There's the Meteor M out and light, going to be obliterated as TTK is able to come away with that kill, so the Namor now out of the equation. Some more ults online here, but just pushing forwards. The Kraken comes in from Terra. Just getting a breakdown here on those HP bars, just absolutely shattering them. Portal's there, jump out. We'll be able to go ahead and get this tag in, so keeping this cart locked in position for the time being, but Gasklin is all on his lonesome and will just eventually get taken down, and that's going to be the opening cap going the way of 100 Thieves.
And a valiant effort. Valiant effort for FlyQuest there, losing one early, losing Gaskin. I mean, not even able to build the Eye of Agamotto. And they tried their best, but unfortunately, I mean, Vinny just getting the isolations, has the strangling prison late, and the Kraken impact as always. I mean, there's a reason why Winter Soldier is kind of a perma pick, and it's just getting the culling effect, being able to instantly execute someone with that effect, burn through a lot of even support ults, a lot through the strategist ults. As FlyQuest now looking to make a stand here on second.
Yeah, just a little bit of space take. Attempt here from the side of FlyQuest, trying to get up forward around the corner, keep this cart locked in position, but it's going to be Sparkchief who just gets completely and utterly isolated. Gasklin does go in, gets that Eye of Agamotto connection, but there's just no throughput. There's no follow-up on the back of this one, so kills cannot be found. At the same time, now it's just FlyQuest getting completely split apart away from one another as Gasklin desperately tries to stay alive. Can just get whittled away out here as Bubble up over the top, and as soon as that bursts, Light will get taken down. Terra is just an absolute menace when it comes down to this Winter Soldier. Another Kraken online as Gasklin just having to backpedal. So much space conceded here by FlyQuest on this point B stretch. 100 Thieves just steamrolling now.
And now they have control of the chokes. I mean, Groot is just so strong coming in because you see the Thornlash walls there above, set in that angle. So whenever it comes in, any damage, you can just get a bunch more of that burst. FlyQuest now looking to make the entry. Sparkchief taking a lot. Elena looking for a flank, making sure that no duelist is trying to get behind them. As there's the Kraken impact coming on through. Not able to get a reset? Maybe. No, the Lunasto keeping everyone alive.
Okay, solid fight coming out here for the side of FlyQuest, and it's going to be fairly economic as well. Don't have to really commit anything there. They get the Kraken out, they win the fight. Very solid retake here of this cart. So just a couple meters left to go for 100 Thieves. Do have 3 ultimates online to try to utilize to get it over that final line, but FlyQuest much needed reprieve found.
That, I mean, that was probably one of the best possible cases for them because they've held here at the very end of the point now, so they have a lot of room to work with. There's a lot of room that 100 Thieves has to make the journey back as now taking a lot of damage on the entry, but FlyQuest, their bank's good. 100 Thieves, their bank's looking really good. We need to keep an eye on on Delena. Delena's going to be looking to potentially make an early pick on that Hela, looking to make something happen. So having to give a lot of space to 100 Thieves here at Kilios is to walk in essentially for free.
Backpedaling quite a bit as there's going to be the ult out now from Sparkchief. Meteor M pulled out from TTK, seeking target, sends it. Not going to be able to confirm that kill. Cooper Tastic ends up falling low, but does not get taken down. Terra does find one, but return fire from FlyQuest. Overall, it's very solid to come away with 3 kills. Vinny will be able to get one more there, but Gasklin will be able to widely shrug off that death. 100 Thieves still going to be looking to stick around a little bit. Don't want to concede all of this space over, and it's going to be Terra actually looking for a little bit more. Tries to get that pull in there onto Energy, but can't quite isolate the Hela, so does manage to stay alive for the time being. Dueling Goddess of Death potential here between these two. And 100 Thieves once again make their way back over onto the point. Sparkchief
body block.
Isolated, push forward. Yep, body blocking him in, not allowing him to escape. The kill is going to be found. Energy going to be taken down. Ult not needed there, it would seem, from Delena. The kills are found, and just like that, 100 Thieves right back into the driver's seat will get this cap on B.
And Delena and Terra, I mean, doing exactly what they need to do on this point, trying to make space on the flanks, and most importantly, they're just the body block there from Vinny. Vinny splitting the heals, making sure that Sparkchief can't make it back. And I was about to give a lot of credit to Zelos and them in the previous fight, where uses the invisible leap pretty much. on the Invisible Woman to stay alive, get the passive, get the region back up during that time, and keep everyone up on the flank and not go down to the Meteor. But unfortunately, they just didn't have enough ults to survive that, and when they lose Spark Chief so early, their sustain immediately falls over. Now energy on the flank gets found, and that's really don't want to see, and that's exactly what you need to do if you're Delena.
I mean, and this is why Delena's been looking for these flanks the entire time. Does finally spot one out, gets rewarded for it with that kill. Got to death now up from above. Let's fit it to what's going to be popped there from Goodtastic just to go ahead and keep everybody sustained through the ult. So Delena will go ahead and pop back out of that one, but the card still advancing forward. Looks for the stun in. Just bubble for a brief little moment. Some heals coming his way. Delena still going to be healthy here. Still looking to try to just pressure this now or out. Is Light has to backpedal. Or suffered potentially dying, but it's going to be Terra who actually dives into the back line. That Kraken able to go ahead and find the one. Can't get the reset. Does get pushed into the corner. Energy able to find one. That from Goddess of Death raining down from above. Takes some low, finds the one kill. But for now, 100 Thieves still slowly, steadily gliding this card forward.
Again, credit to Zelos getting that push with the force physics, making sure they can get the reset. Going to be a solo, finding Cooper-tastic from Vinny. Vinny, I mean, there's a reason they're calling him the best Groot as the boundary used here on point. Zelos going to pick them up, and just so much value from the Invisible Woman currently from Zelos.
Yeah, TTK does get taken down a little bit of a whiff on that Meteor M moments before. As Agamotto now going to be popped there from Gasklin. Look at the just go ahead and take down Vinny, which they are able to do. So these little chain staggered kills coming through, doing wonders for the side of FlyQuest as they look to take this time back down under a minute.
And again, just, I mean, I'm, talking a lot about Zelos there, but boundary comes up, force physics deny the impact from the Kraken, and then also the Guardian Shield, making sure that when that push happens from Delena, trying to find energy, just plays the barrier. It has 300 health, it gives you heals at the same time. There's so much utility for Invisible Woman comparatively, which is why I feel like we've been seeing a lot of Invisible Woman compared to, Cloak and Dagger as it used to, even with some of the buffs. Now 100 Thieves trying to make their way back in. This last fight here, Kilios. This is last fight territory.
For all the marbles to try to push this one across the line. One online here for Light. SJP with a fate at the ready. Delena trying to get that next Goddess of Death online. Terra a little bit slow to try to keep this next Kraken up, but Energy able to come away with a kill. Delena going to be taken down. This time going to be Energy who's able to hold the flanks. Terra does manage to go ahead, trades it back a 1-for-1, but obviously the run back significantly in the favor here of FlyQuest. Spark Chief, another ult online to just try to lock everybody here in position. Try to go for maybe a wombo combo here with that whale. Lock-in comes through. The horn has been sounded, and that's going to be a double kill coming through as SJP and Terra both hit the floor. 100 Thieves now just going to have to try to scrape by something here, try to gain some distance here in overtime, but Harvey's going to be eliminated. Delena answering one back. Energy going to be taken down. Agamotto now called out. Can't just look at to try to stun them here in position, but the kills on the back end is not going to be found. In fact, it's TTK who ends up falling to the wayside. Goddess of Death up and over the top. Delena going to be good for one. Light going to be taken down here. Looking for a lot more, though. Not sure if they're going to be able to find it. Ends up falling. SJP swapping over onto the Jeff. We actually do get to see one, but probably not for very long here. The overtime will steadily bleed down, and eventually, there you have it. FlyQuest with a successful final point defense. Stop 100 Thieves from getting it to the end of the map.
Jeff.
Thank you, Puckett. Thank you, Puckett. I mean, I saw Jack pointed there, Achilles. When the Jeff came out, I was like, whoa, there it is. There's Jeff. And I mean, I just major credit there to Spark Chief there in the end, combining with Light. They made sure to wait. They were looking to use the Strangling Prison with the Horn of Proteus because that's, once again, a combo that can burn through those strategist ults, even with the Invisible Boundary. They just waited to the very end. Spark Chief waiting to get the perfect setup, gets two, and puts them on the back foot. And because TTK was there on the front line, they did not go down in that combo. They didn't have the portal from spawn. They were just gonna have to walk on back. So it was kind of the worst case possibility there for 100 Thieves. They made a good push, but not a full cap, and getting held there, I mean, it's a very hard last point to cap fully. So you can't really hold it too much against them. But and I think overall, FlyQuest finally making some moves here and looking a lot stronger with energy back in the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing to focus on here for FlyQuest is that it's finally a win. It's finally them preventing 100 Thieves from being able to get an objective, because of domination, they weren't able to do that. So it was rough going, especially that A to B stretch. Some rough fights there for them, but finding their foothold for a decent bit at the start of the map as well as at the end. So now a win condition locked in, but still going to be needing a strong push of their own. Could be fantastic for now. Expecting a swap is surely not to that. Maybe some opening poke and prod. Yep, now just going to be that Luna Snow coming through.
It's just for the speed. Just for the speed. You drop. It's like Lucio, drop a couple bubbles, walking out, get very fast.
So I'm still learning the tech.
Yeah, there is. It's a little techie, honestly. There is.
You
I
know,
think
there's my
rivals-
diamond lobbies in Asia, so.
There's a lot. Yeah, the tech is being developed and it's still being found for sure. As Gaston, I mean, they're just keeping pretty similar compositions across the board, keeping the Namor as well. And you're going to be expecting that Namor to be taking a lot of fights here on the flank as you see the front line here. And one of the benefits of having the Doctor Strange versus the Magneto is you build these dark magic. You build this dark magic, it will drop the Maelstrom, get a lot of burst fire. It's already light, empowered there. The first one finds one.
Very solid kill to be found. SJP, another early death suffered. Saw that happening as well. When they're on the defense, as Energy comes away with 2, and this is going to be a steamroll of a push through to A from FlyQuest. Exactly what they were looking for.
I can't believe it. They got off domination. They put Energy in. It's looking a lot better. You know, like, I mean, I'm sure they had a plan. Obviously, they definitely sold the plan with that triple strategist, but it's the bias here of the survivorship bias of seeing that, because I'm sure we didn't see all the times in scrims where it did work. Now they're rounding the corner. Gonna be some good ults coming up for FlyQuest. 100 Thieves, because they fell over pretty quickly, not gonna be a lot of options just yet. I mean, they don't have the Goddess of Death, but it's gonna be a pretty large brawl that we're looking to go here as Spark Chief trying to make space and goes a little aggressive.
Yeah, just gets absolutely destroyed as Terra going huge. Just gonna be picking up a 4, looking for the Penta, and we'll be able to find it. As Kraken just getting those resets through. Honestly, don't even think he needed to pop the ultimate, but went for it, sent it. And now can just look to build up another one. So 100 Thieves, solid little fight. Can take a breathers. They force FlyQuest onto a reset.
And now they get to fight, hold this choke a lot more aggressively there. And it's just kind of I think the conundrum of being, the Groot conundrum of you want to make the space, but you're also a very large body. You don't have a lot of damage mitigation outside of your walls and hoping to get some of the bonus HP when you're playing at your Ironwood. So it does open you up to potentially just getting bursted down there as Selena on the high ground. You see flank fight going on, but the Guardian Shield again from Zelos, just making sure they can play the barrier there with that Guardian Shield and just completely denying the value there from the flank.
Yeah, huge pick for the delays. That got us a death build up here for Delana. Energy still trying to get theirs online. Terra managed to take them down, though. A kill to trade it back, but Light goes ahead, trades up here for the side of FlyQuest. Now Spark Chief once again going to get punished there in that front line. The Whale going to be lunging forward, but still not found at the back of this one. Go back into more neutral territory here as Light just looking for a target. The cart gliding forward, getting over half the distance here towards that point B. Thieves going to get gathered back together, are going to have an ult advantage, so as Delenn does nearly finally have that ult online.
And they just weren't able to get enough off the picks. They just couldn't find anything. And Light also using the Horn of Proteus means, I mean, with the combo in general, only getting one. I mean, not even getting one. It really got bubbled. So
yeah, now
they're kind of just in the deficit. It's 100 Thieves just playing the corner. Huge hook coming in there. Can they clean up off it? I don't think they can. But they're going to force a lot of cooldowns.
Yeah, this time not going to be able to find that punish. Delana again nearly eliminated. He's just trying to go for a poke and prod flank there.
That's what I needed.
Just stay alive.
This flank battle, Achilleos, just over time, over and over. This is what you're gonna be looking for. And once again, Light on the flank, using the monster spawn, trying to bully out Terra. And this is what you need to see if you're FlyQuest. You need to try to win these flanks.
Oh, but now the Kraken going to be in play here. Stepping forward, looking to try to get that isolated damage across, go for the resets, but Visible Woman out there from Zealous at the same time, just keeping the players obfuscated, protected here for the time being. So overall, the Kraken not going to be leading to too much of anything. The cart's still going to be stagnating here for the moment as Thieves have a decent little entrenched position, and Energy once again wins a fight on the flank. The Atlanta going to be put down, and Light now able to find Terra. DPS duo going to be eliminated here from the side of 100 Thieves, and that just leads to the cleanup on the remainder of the players. We'll push forward. FlyQuest continuing to persevere as they get the bump up here on that time bank. And they're in a very solid position to get their first map win.
And that's just some quintessential Path of Yggdrasil second point there. I mean, it's just constant flank battles between the DPS, Energy dueling with Delana, Terra doing the same with Light. And that's kind of the benefit of having a Namor here, is that you get the frozen spawn, you get that extra monster turret, and you have all that extra survivability that maybe, you know, a Winter Soldier does not. And so you can just fight really, really aggressively to look for the flanks. Open it up for your team. Because now FlyQuest is looking around the corner. Not much in the bank here. So they're going to have to be looking for like a neutral pick, try to build some ults.
Looking for the isolate there on the CK. Not quite going to be able to get the punish there. Does pull back. Kraken now online here for Terra. And there's Energy just dancing around, staying alive here for the moment. There's the root. There's the Kraken in on top of it. It's an instant triple kill here for Terra. Just getting all these resets over and over again. It's a solid combination there from the side of 100 Thieves. Coming away with that fight victory. Still 2 minutes 45 that they need to drain down off this clock.
I mean, there's an old combo right there. I mean, we could call it something calamari, perhaps. The impact calamari there, just coming in with the tentacles, making sure to get the crack and impact. The colon effect goes into play. Again, the early executes if you go down below that 20% health threshold. And you see the group walls here as well from Vinny, making sure that Terra can just rotate on and off the high ground to contest a bit, to get a little bit of extra poke. As FlyQuest going to round the corner, are holding on to invisible boundary. Have to be careful not to get caught by the walls here from Spark Chief, though.
Has been getting punished quite a bit in those front lines. It's Meteor M going to be slapped down. It's Coopertastic and Energy get moments before as the lineup does get a little bit of revenge. Solid cleanup here from the side of 100 Thieves, not conceding any ground, I should say. FlyQuest once again shoved back into the respawn room, but these eco pushes, if we want to call them that here for FlyQuest, to pull back a very old terminology from the Overwatch days, they've nearly got 5 ults ready to go. Big combo potential there from Spark Chief and Light, who's 20% away.
And I have to respect what FlyQuest is doing here, because I think that's exactly right, Achilles. I think you hit the nail on the head here, is that these are eco pushes. I mean, part of it was they didn't have ults, but they don't want to invest in anything because they know they just have to win one really good fight, ideally. And even if it's just like one good fight, they can just deal with the staggers from 100 Thieves for the rest. As they round the corner here, Ayavagamotto, the bubble too, denying the force physics. And I think they're able to find Vinny. They are.
Yep, Gasklin able to go ahead and finish the job there. So Vinny going to be out of the equation. It's one of the ults dealt with now. Is here comes the whale. Piles in on top, and that's going to be a 3K for Light. The combo looking absolutely gorgeous. Sometimes some space bought there from SJP with the ult, but as it expires, so too will their life. As the card now opened up for the push, and there are still 2 ults at their disposal here on the side of FlyQuest, and Vinny just tries to go in, tries to set up the roots, but instantly is met with death. The push comes to fruition, and FlyQuest will ensure that this series is not over yet. They go ahead and close things out on the path to Yggdrasil, because now they're on the path for a reverse sweep.
And FlyQuest finally showing some signs of life here. The Leaves have won versus the Thieves. So the spam has worked in chat. And I mean, this is a much better look for them. It felt like Energy able to keep a lot of the duelist picks in check here for 100 Thieves, getting lots and lots of picks. The Nemor looked fantastic for Light, who has continued to be a hero. And I think really importantly is that this group pick for Spark Chief, and combined with Gaskin on the Strange, they knew how to play it really well. They were getting isolations, they were forcing ults consistently, they were making sure to take tons of space. Yeah, sometimes you fall over as a group, but like every tree gets chopped once in a while.
Well, it's everything that we wanted from FlyQuest
and more.
And I gotta say, Energy, like, just keep this guy on hella. I think it's probably gonna get bad. I think 100 Thieves are gonna have to respect it because he just looks so damn good. But his flank control, it's what we wanted to see.
Some nasty 1v1s were won, and now we see a game number 4. FlyQuest hanging with 100 Thieves, and chat was saying there's only 3 teams at the top: Virtus Pro, Sentinels, 100 Thieves. Somebody responded, how about FlyQuest? Here you have a great statement being made by Terra that 100 Thieves are a top squad. Who shined, though, for the FlyQuest crew that walks away with a Game 3 victory, Avast?
I mean, Achilles was just talking about him. We were talking about him, and it's got to be, I mean, Energy and Light both looked great. But for me, what's been a kind of a hero here has been Zelos. Zelos on the strategist has been in consistent value on the Invisible Woman, making sure to set up Energy on the flanks, giving the Guardian shields, hitting some great force physics. The boundaries have all been well timed. And even in moments where, okay, you're under a lot of pressure, like right here, we're going to be seeing, well, not right here. Never mind. Ignore that highlight package. Actually, I didn't mean to say anything.
Yeah,
but just pretty much using the Invisible, pretty much all the abilities, the passive abilities there for Invisible Woman to stay alive as well. But I must say that Zelos, I think, a little bit of an unsung hero, but definitely a lot better look in general for FlyQuest.
Want to give a big shout out to TTK opening up sponsorship opportunities. Yes, he is a controller player. Scuff. Let's chat and get this guy a custom one. 100 Thieves up 2-1. We got a game 4 loaded up, and we'll find out, can FlyQuest continue to hang? I have a feeling these bans are having an impact on the 100 Thieves crew. Can you continue to target ban individuals if you're FlyQuest? What would you like to see moving forward? Maybe get rid of that Bucky?
I mean,
I think the Bucky's definitely a consideration. I mean, Terra was performing incredibly well there on that Winter Soldier, but this does kick back, I think, 100 Thieves onto the back foot for the first time here in the series when it comes down to that draft. And I think that, you know, they're clearly very happy to play Hella themselves, but given the way that Energy's playing, do you want to just take it out of the equation? We'll have to wait and see.
It's been fun. we're not done. We've got a game 4 coming up. I'm sure they're telling me to throw to commercial break, but I'm having so much fun. Big shout out to Shroud, co-streaming once again, back-to-back weeks. He was here for Marvel's Rivals Fight Night Week 1. Rivals Fight Night Week 2 continues after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Rivals Fight Night. We are in the battle of our North American challengers, 100 Thieves, on match point, taking on FlyQuest, who just won't go away. Welcome in, everybody. It's your mother's favorite host, the guy you used to watch back in high school, but now you're all grown up. You got Achilles alongside me for a first time, but not the last year on the Rivals Fight Night, and the man who's doing the whole show. NAEU, he does it all. We got Avast in the middle. I want to start with you, Avast. If I'm just tuning into Rivals Fight Night, I got off my crappy job, I'm eating my microwave dinner. What did I miss?
Wow, a really bleak picture for those that are coming back to watch immediately. It's like all the losers coming to watch the broadcast. Get ready to come in.
I just looked, it was 8:30 p.m. I'm like, what kind of a job lets you out at 8?
I mean, overall, we're looking at a potential comeback situation, right? We have two new orgs to not just Rivals and esports, but Rivals Fight Night here with 100 Thieves and FlyQuest picking up some very good rosters, Ex-Mutants, Ex-Shikigami, and it was looking like it was about to be a blowout. Now FlyQuest taking them to the Berman T'Challa, or rather to the Path of Yggdrasil, not the Berman T'Challa. That would be a domination map, which we don't want to see from them anymore. And doing really well with the comp swap, bringing energy back in there on the Hela. And it's looking like a potential comeback situation here where maybe they've learned we don't want to play triple strategists. We actually want to play a little bit more 2-2-2 setups. And if you're just now looking at the scoreline, be like, oh, I know they're down. It's like, well, don't give up just yet. FlyQuest looking like they have a lot of life left in them.
My daughter has requested Squirrel Girl enter the game. If you're not a coward, FlyQuest, it's time to counter those tanks. Take care of business with some tank busters.
If memory serves, there was a little bit of Squirrel Girl played last week. I think I saw that in the VOD review. So, there's something that could possibly happen there. But I was going to say the look that you gave off camera is like, Molly.
Thank you. I love you very much. My 3-year-old is very much a 3-year-old. Also, I feel like I was dressed very appropriately. My wife brought me this jacket. It's green for FlyQuest, but underneath the microphone, they're gonna finish it.
Splitting between the two, I see. So
we're moving on to the championship match. I'm fully on side of 100 Thieves. They won me over with their thumbsticks. They diddle the sticks and they do it well, Achilles. And I mean, if you come over from console Overwatch and you're the best team in North America, you got my respect. Mad respect to keep out the controller before just being forced onto the mouse and keyboard like all the Fortnite bullies. Avast, we have the game loading up though, and we know the map. We're going to the hall, baby.
I mean, the Hall of the Jolly, I mean, we've seen this map honestly off and on so far. I mean, I will say though, we did talk a lot about like, okay, I'm glad it's not domination. Once again, not domination. Very happy for that. I think this is going to be a map where the first point for those that have played a lot of the game, that have played a lot, the first point can be pretty tough to crack. Luckily at the high level, the pro level, I wouldn't be surprised to see more strain come out for like, Gaskin and such, just to break that initial hold, get you up into the high ground here. But this could be a very short map depending on how practiced both these teams are, as already we're hopping into the pick band or the protect band, and we already have Mantis protected, which tells to me this is either going to be a triple strategist Achilles Puckett, or it's gonna be maybe just a Mantis like with a Warlock or something like that, just low heals, high damage.
You got to ban Warlock right here if you're 100 Thieves. You just totally shut down whatever strategy they were trying to do unless you're getting baited. They instead go with Spider-Man saying, we call your bluff, no flanking us.
I mean, that's probably exactly what's gonna be up. I mean, with Groot protected, 100 Thieves going to continue to keep Vinny on the Groot, who received a lot of praise on the Groot so far. Lock down the point, and with Adam Warlock still in the arena, I think this is actually a great ban is the Winter Soldier, because typically Bucky is one of the key like dampeners of how much pop off can happen on the flank. We can have the bionic hook as well to just like capture people as well. And I think with Spider-Man being banned, I guess 100 Thieves must have been expecting potentially some Venom, or just even removing the Spider-Man so there's no Venom dive that can occur with a Venom Spider-Man like that team up.
The triple strategist tells me that they also do not want to be hooked out of a Luna ultimate. Let's see what is going to happen here. Hall of the Jala is going to be FlyQuest opportunity to force us to a game 5. It's 100 Thieves pick, and the players are ready. Achilles, let's go in.
I'm ready to do it. Let's see what happens as we jump into this one. But I think for FlyQuest, if they're able to get this victory here on 100 Thieves pick of Hall of the Jala, that's where you start getting those doubts in your brain, because as 100 Thieves, you come into this very hype roster to pick up formerly Mutants, everyone expecting you to be able to just come in and kind of clap not only this series, but potentially the final one, become the champions of the second week here of NA Fight Night. Once those doubts start setting in, that's where you can start seeing players falter. Let's see what happens, though, is so far, liking what we're seeing, as we have energy still here on that Hela.
Speak for yourself. I haven't been able to assess if I like it yet. Okay, Seth. let me make that decision. Let me see if I make that decision. But yeah, it is gonna be the Venom here for 100 Thieves. Actually, not Vinny on the group, but rather the Venom. They're gonna play a very, very mobile comp here for the offense. It's FlyQuest. I mean, playing a little bit more standard. Having the Starlord here, very, very common. Have Starlord contest the high ground as Vinny and Terra just trying to remove some of these duels off that high ground, make some space, and just make it through the choke. And like I said, this first point can be rather hard to attack.
Yeah. Well, there's the dive forward here onto the high ground. Terra taken low off screen, taken down. Is likely they're going to be able to go ahead and find that first blood. Solid kill found. Some HP low on the side of FlyQuest, but kill's not going to be found quite just yet. Freeze there onto Vinny, pops the shield. Will be safe for the moment. As, meanwhile, TTK just trying to push his way through these brambles here. But energy comes away with another elimination as the lens is going to be taken down, and that's a fantastic stagger as FlyQuest successfully staving off this first volley here from 100 Thieves.
I know Vinny still behind, should be able to get out, has the Venom swing. Yep, exactly like Venom. Very, very hard to nail down the capture. As FlyQuest doing an excellent first defense there. And this is exactly what you want, is you want your Starlord, you want your Hela, you want them to be contesting the high grounds as your, pretty much as your Magneto just gives the bubbles, and you have the Groot to hold it down as already. A lot of damage again off the Thornlash wall as 100 Thieves looking to just make their way on up. They are gonna have some ults in the bank.
Has the roots here at the ready, and that is a bold pull of the trigger there from TTK, and one that gets absolutely punished. Tries to go for the Meteor M, gets shut down mid-air. Loses the ult, doesn't find the value, and now 100 Thieves still
they're committing the copy.
Trying to commit forward.
They have the copy here from Harvey. Harvey gonna go for the God of Mischief on Luna. I mean, they're down. They're gonna have those respawns come back, but it can be a late Galactic Legend if they're gonna choose to chase around the corner. Well, they're not, because Delena actually just gonna sit down light, say no chasing. Actually, we're not gonna have that. As now 100 Thieves with the pick can make it on in. There's a lot of damage off the field. They're gonna drop the Galactic Legend of their own off the Venom dive. They have the portal, so
take advantage of here. And Terra not finding too many targets, and down here on the ground, okay. Never mind, I was gonna say the healing throughput is gonna be solid enough to keep everybody alive, but Delena comes away with one. Zelos does end up falling. Spark Chief now gonna be taken down. It seems like 100 Thieves have finally broken through. It seemed like FlyQuest was going to find that window of opportunity, but the punish on the line just ends up being far too much. So Cap gonna be coming in, 100 Thieves. Down to 1 minute and 30. We'll go ahead and lock this and unlock the payload.
I hate when a goated DPS like Delena just like makes a really cool play happen suddenly, because I was about to be like, TTK drops the Meteor, and because he's low HP, you know, typically it blocks the projectiles, but you can't block Groot primary fire with the Meteor, but then it got all interrupted. So now I wasn't able to drop the nerd point, you know? You couldn't even do that at all. And now, though, hitting the cap there off Delena, who just gets some very, very crucial picks. And be expecting to see a lot of flank shenanigans yet again, right, from Delena, who's going to be using this to get into positions, use the Astral Flock to get out. 100 Thieves continuing to try to make some progress.
Solid reply kills in the last couple fights here from Delena have been monstrous. FlyQuest going to have to try to figure out how to really shut down this hell on the opposite side. As for now, Cart going to be locked in position as Delena wanted to go on a very big flank all the way around the back, just spotting out some of those copies so far. In the meantime, fantastic. Icicle goes across. Finny going to be taken down there in that front line. And Zelos that copied ult once again. Delena going to be forced away. And simply for the time being, 100 Thieves going to be held at bay as VDM sent out, but no kill to be found there from Gaslin. And Thieves right back in on top of the cart.
And Delena on the longest flank of all time has ended in disaster, caught there by Energy. So very unfortunate. They've been playing just the 5v6 the whole time, and the flank doesn't even work out. As now FlyQuest going to pop the Galactic Legend on their own, look to chase, but a Meteor eating a lot of that damage. Not going to find a pick, but still absorbs a lot of that damage, keeps them alive. There's going to be the Luna Snow ult in return. Or rather, I should say, yeah, everyone stays up. Super-tastic. TTK finds one, Energy down. As now 100 Thieves maybe looking to collapse.
Also to the back there from Vinny, causing some chaos, and the kill is found. Energy eliminated, but Light able to find one. Terra just get traded out. Vinny frozen up. Shield gets melted, taken down. Gaslin able to come away with that kill. The player advantage still going to be here for the side of FlyQuest as they chase forward, looking for a little bit more. Damage taken makes them think a little bit second about it, but TTK will still be found for some additional stagger. So far, solid little defensive hold here from the side of FlyQuest, not allowing for this cart to get around the corner. Get on that final stretch towards the checkpoint.
Oh no, they missed the airburst. Spark Chief couldn't jump it up to the high ground. This is so sad, but it's okay. I mean, they finally force 100 Thieves, get Vinny off the Venom. Now, they're going to be holding on to the God of Mischief. They'll have a Gods of Death as well. The Pantheon ult. Essentially, it's 100 Thieves looking to engage here with the Galactic Legend Force. The Return of Domain pretty easy. And now they're just going to wait to set it up because they also managed to get the God of Mischief out. So Zealous just waiting for the last possible second before finally getting the copy out onto Luna Snow.
You know, once again, FlyQuest can just kind of dance around this corner, break line aside. Delana trying to open things up here as that Goddess of Death ends up coming through, but as soon as it pops out, Light just able to go ahead and find the finishing blow. Delana going to be taken down. Harvey with the copy, not going to be able to do too much here as Vinny similarly falls to the wayside here in the front lines. A minute now remaining on the clock as FlyQuest go chasing forward, looking for some more additional staggers. Couple tankier targets as well as some support, so coming away with these kills, not quite going to be found. Still winning out the fight and just successfully draining the clock. FlyQuest in a very good position at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, the old bank here is still pretty similar, but less than a minute. So we're in a last fight territory here for 100 Thieves as they make their way on in. I mean, they really need to get something out. They need to get some of these ults out early here to maybe have the chance to set up Terra for a late Galactic Legend, but it's going to be the early Galactic Legend instead from Light.
Video M there from TTK, once again, not quite going to be finding contact. Damage exchange here between both of these Star Lords, but kills just aren't quite going to be able to be found. FlyQuest, however, still that Goddess of Death at the ready. Spark Chief can just set up for the roots. SJP now going to be popping the ult here, just trying to keep everybody sustained as much as humanly possible. Vinny, the roots coming through, getting the lockdown. Energy going to be taken down. And Light similarly falls on the wayside, so both DPS players now, the duel is gone. An opening here for 100 Thieves. They look to try to push forward, get that checkpoint, and keep this map going in their favor. They're landing out up into the skies once again. Goddess of Death raining down hell from above. We'll be able to get the chunk out. Spark Chief ends up getting picked apart. So 100 Thieves should be able to get this cap off the back of this.
And it was extremely scrappy, but managing to get those strategy souls out lets them pretty much have a setup for the Strangling Prison there late, get some late kills. As now 100 Thieves going to be chasing there with the Galactic Legend again. Just get some late staggers or some late elims as FlyQuest now going to be looking to defend last, the latter half of this map. And it's getting very, very down to the wire here at Kilios. I mean, FlyQuest looking a lot better here with this setup with energy in the lineup, playing some of the Groot.
Still haven't really been finding too many opportunities to try to utilize this Goddess of Death, though. I believe he's had it in the back pocket pretty much the whole time.
It's marinating, it's fermenting. It's perhaps it'll double in power in time.
Yeah, maybe. Just treating it like kimchi. It's better the longer you leave it in the jar. A little bit of opening damage there, and there you go. Ult now does come through. And TTK just looking to try to mitigate some of this damage. Meteor not going to be finding a contact there, but Energy similarly not going to be finding too much from the ultimate, so it's right back into the neutral fighting. As Light looks to try to open things up, it's going to be Spark Chief who finds the first. It's should be going to be taken down there, and overall, widely, the fight goes the way of FlyQuest here. 3 kills are going to be found. 100 Thieves now just backpedaling, but he trying to stay alive. Pulls back around the corner. FlyQuest don't want to overextend here. And we'll just go ahead and give some respect to the respawning members of 100 Thieves. Don't overchase and get punished. For now, they do have that cart locked away from 100 Thieves.
Themselves here. They have to be kicking themselves here a little bit. TTK drops that early Meteor M into the Goddess of Death, and it's so hard to find the lockdown kill. You would have loved it to have it for the Galactic Legend. As Selena goes down early.
Huge kill there, potentially for the side of Energy. Is now they're just going to be locked away. I don't even think they have the contest. No, they do. Overtime is going to be forced out. TTK drifting over towards the cart. Another Meteor M nearly online here for him. So Harvey desperately with that duped ult tries to keep him alive, but now Coopertastic has one of his own. 50 Worlds now in play, but Energy comes away with another. Terror going to be put down on the floor of the Meteor M in play. TTK needs it to be huge, but it's not finding much, and Energy once again is able to find the opposing Hela. Harvey going to be falling to the wayside. Light finding that. Vinny gone. As one by one, the members of 100 Thieves going to be bled dry. FlyQuest can successfully hold this in position. Portal opened up here from Terra. The swap over on to this Doctor Strange. Just trying to get them back into play. Galactic Legend now once again popped here for Light. Spark Chief another route at the ready. 100 Thieves trying to persevere, but 2 more players dead. Now a third as Terra joins him in the grave. The cleanup will be swift here on the back end, and that is going to be once again FlyQuest giving themselves a win condition, not allowing for 100 Thieves to make it to the end of the map.
And FlyQuest played this really well, but 100 Thieves, I think, just overall, I feel like if in their point of view, they have to feel like they made a series of mistakes there. They stayed on the Venom comp a little long for second, and also that really, like, brutally long flank that did not end up yielding any value for Delana there, just ending some time for them. And additionally, that fight before the last fight, like I talked about with TTK popping the Meteorim into the Goddess of Death. Sure, absorbing some of that value, but because of the Astral Flock, it's just so hard to find the Hela once the ult ends. And so they didn't have it for the Galactic Legend, just completely pushed back, losing some picks there. So maybe just a series of small mistakes. And at the top level here, when you think about rivals at the top level, so those very, very small mistakes, especially when it comes to the ult economy, will end up costing you heavily.
Yeah. And I mean, you could take a look here between Energy and Delena as far as the stats are concerned. Yeah, there's some more damage throughput coming through from Delena, but a lot of that is because we got to see multiple pops of the ultimate. Some damage was layered in, you're getting that splash across, but the crucial picks that Energy has been able to find, especially holding down that flank and really just kind of throwing egg on Delena's face, it's way more important in the long run. So FlyQuest with a very successful defense now just need another solid push, and that's going to be them sending us potentially to that map 5.
2, 1. All you need to do is capture the
And looking like they actually want to roll out on the Rocket Raccoon here. Okay, no, they're just doing it for the armor packs from the BRB. Okay, that's fine. I was about to say, like, are they actually going to do it, try to farm the Amplifier? But nope, they just wanted the packs. All good, back onto a much more standard comp than before. 100 Thieves not making many changes, and now I think a difference maker is going to be kind of the first, because I think the first, it gave some difficulty to 100 Thieves, but FlyQuest eventually yielding with not taking it necessarily down entirely to the wire. As you see the poking coming out here, these high grounds so incredibly strong. You're going to have to watch the Star Lords, and that's why, because both the Hela, both the Star Lords are going to be fighting for these high ground flanks a lot, Achilles.
Yeah, and that should set up for Spark Chief just to be taken down. So really solid. I mean, you were talking about it before when the attack had become, from 100 Thieves, how difficult this first point is going to be. FlyQuest very much learning that now in real time.
We love destructible terrain. There it is. Some more movement going on. As now 100 Thieves just waiting for the next recontest here to have for FlyQuest as they come on back and respond, do the walk of shame on back. And we're gonna wait to see. I mean, I imagine this is probably gonna be like a split push again. This is very common. The idle aura from Cooper Tastic going on to light, which means like when the heals are going on to his team, on his friends, and actually they removed the idle aura. They said, actually, no, you're not gonna be getting that. We don't need that. It's just immediately frozen. There it is. Oh my gosh, immediately frozen too. Luckily, not found.
Yeah, somehow not punished, but Delena able to go ahead and no energy. Have to assume that it's going to be on some kind of flank angle. Either way, gets that pick. I mean, energy right now, 29% on the charge. Delena about to crest 80 towards that Goddess of Death. These fights overall have been very concise from 100 Thieves, just coming away with these picks, just building up that ult charge, not allowing for FlyQuest to do the same. So fairly limited in their util options at the moment here, as they look to try to just go ahead and resume this approach.
I mean, they're going to have the strategy ults they need, but it's pretty much a 6 ult versus 6 ult fight. It's a lot of damage onto Gaskin here. Galactic Legend going to be used from Terra, gets the bubble as well. I mean, they're not going to force any strategy ults here. I mean, they just run back, play the regeneration domain. So kind of, I mean, it gets some time. It's a space-making ult, but not a lot actually generated from that.
Here they come!
Just getting that one out of the way. Now looking for the push forward here on FlyQuest. 5 ultimates of their own at the ready. Light is on Galactic Legend now built up. Gaskin going to look to try to open things up as that Meteor M gets thrown out, but going to be finding contact. HP bars from 100 Thieves widely going to be very stable as Harvey goes in, gets the copy. And Fate of Two Worlds just leading the charge forward here, just shoving back FlyQuest. Goddess of Death here. Just lobbing in the shots. A little bit more to go ahead and break them out. Delena not going to find too much on the back of that one. Now Light opens things up with his own ult. Meteor M just dropped down right on top of Spark Chief's head. He hits the floor. Light able to find one. Delena going to be taken down. TTK desperately trying to stay alive. The heals coming through. Sent away now. They keep him sustained. They push him back up to full HP. This Magneto pretty much immovable here for the moment. FlyQuest desperately needing some burst, but it's going to be Light taken down as Harvey comes away with one. And now they look for even more. Energy still pushing forward here alongside Tastic, alongside Zealous, who has that copied ultimate. But he's going to be frozen up, but there's just no way to try to get a punish here on this group. The damage has just been chopped in half with the elimination of Light. 40 seconds now remaining for FlyQuest. They need to get into gear.
I mean, a limbs trading back and forth, but Vinny about to have another Strangling Prison. Terra, there's going to be the Strangling Prison again, splitting the heals, but the regeneration domain good. There's the Galactic Legend, and just how long this fight went. I mean, 100 Thieves just built more and more ults, and I really wish that Spark Chief maybe they were just trying to wait. Spark Chief had the Strangling Prison for so long, they just couldn't use it. Light went down, trying to make a play. And now they're in a last fight where they have to desperately go back. Gaston's going to go to the Doctor Strange just to get the portal so they can contest. They're going to be walking to the God of Mischief. They're about to have a Meteor M. I mean, so much pressure here is onto Energy, Achilles. He has the Goddess of Death.
Right into the meat grinder here, perhaps. Energy dropping down, gets into the Goddess of Death. Spark Chief, however, falling lower and lower, and now going to be taken down. The Meteor out. TTK finds Zells. Cooper-tastic taken out, as that is going to be it. Not with a bang, but with a whimper, as FlyQuest, looking like they were going to be able to deliver a map 5, take us the distance, try to get the reverse sweep, but in the end, 100 Thieves pull off a full hold after being held in position on the final stretch here of the map. And they will take this series 3-1 and advance forward into the money match against Sentinels.
And despite what was looking like a potential comeback for FlyQuest, I mean, 100 Thieves gonna go move on, take on our winner from last week, Sentinels. And I think overall, in line with my predictions, 100 Thieves looked really, really good. A little sloppy at first, dropped the map for sure, but here on this final map of the Hall of the Jolly, I mean, they looked incredibly dominant. Just the old tempo, the picks, everything going right, all the positioning. And 100 Thieves looking like they're going to give a very, very strong challenge to Sentinels. And Puckett, I mean, I know you're feeling good with that jacket on.
Yeah, I kind of expected this result, and to see it happening early makes my night go faster. But mad respect to FlyQuest. They played great. I honestly thought they were going to capture that first point. But Harvey and Vinny, we need to do a PC check. I don't know how they're surviving these fights. I don't know how they're staying up on fractions, just slivers of health bars, but they're able to full hold. And Avast, if you can keep this up against Sentinels, you got to think 100 Thieves are dangerous on a global level.
For sure. I think this is probably going to be, compared to our EU matchup, going to be a little bit of a closer battle here to take the win here for Rivals Fight Night number 2. I definitely think Virtus Pro looking a little untouchable, but Sentinels, I think, looking within arm's reach of 100 Thieves after that performance.
They're saying Sentinels, 100 Thieves, an instant classic. They battled back with their old names. Tonight, they're playing underneath some big brands. Achilles, as we take a look at some of the highlights from this series, what did you take away from your first night of casting Rivals? I know we've got a little bit more of you coming up, but that was some action-packed games.
My takeaway, first map, it's kind of the same as it was with Overwatch. You feel like, oh God, am I cut out for this? What the hell is happening in this? I don't know what's happening. It's so chaotic. And then you're like, okay, actually, you know what? I'm starting to see it. My third eye is opening up. I'm seeing the plays. I'm seeing the combos. I'm seeing what these teams are trying to put down, and I'm able to pick up on it. But 100 Thieves, strong. I mean, this is them kind of delivering on the expectation coming into this. You know, ZP chatting my ear off saying this team is so good, like all these scrim results and all these rumors and whatnot about how they're performing. And I think widely they were able to deliver. FlyQuest, it was a solid rally back. I really loved the repivot back to, well, not playing domination, but putting energy on that. Hella, yeah, didn't work out so much there on that final attack, but clearly is a very talented duelist player, and I would love to just kind of see them stick with that setup, because the triple support that we were kind of seeing on what was it, Brennan T'Challa, like didn't come together as well as it likely did in the scrim. So maybe something to be revisited in the future. But overall, I think FlyQuest, this is a team that absolutely has teeth to them. They can bite back, but 100 Thieves just a little bit cleaner.
I would like the coaches to please tell me, why is Mantis allowed in any of the starting lineups? Is it her? What is the other potential issue in the triple comp? Because I don't think we've seen a lot of success, maybe just one map when Adam Warlock was in the starting lineup. So Avast, talk me through the differences, NA and EU. Did you see any?
In no, not really a lot of Venom played, even though we did see some from Vinny early in this map 1. So obviously the Venom. But overall, I mean, I think the comps are kind of normalizing. The more tournaments we see, the more we're likely going to see a little bit more like regional parity in terms of like compositions. Typically comps are developed in silence, you know, a little bit of like, okay, this is our echo chamber, like we're playing this, we're not getting exposed to like maybe some outside noise here, we're not seeing how other teams might be playing. And with, you know, kind of just the lack of tournaments, you know, just, or not maybe a lack, but a very sparse amount of tournaments in the beginning, there's a lot less information for teams to kind of grow on, to gather into their Borg-like intelligence state of like, oh, this is the comp, we got to play this. And even with that lack of information, we've still seen very consistent picks, right? We're seeing Strange, we're seeing Magneto, we're seeing Loki, like we're seeing Luna Snow, obviously Winter Soldier pretty much all the time, Hela. Like there are still very consistent meta picks across the board. There's just some slight variations like Venom, Thing, Triple Strategist, a lot more common, I would say, in NA originally, that there was some use in the EU, and maybe falling out of favor now as we get further into the game.
We have our MVP highlights coming up in just a moment. Can you settle this one for the chat, though, casters? What takes less skill? Actually, they're arguing, both saying neither character takes skill. Thing or Star-Lord? You know what? We'll skip that. Let's go to Terra on the Star-Lord.
Classic Twitch chat, huh? Classic Twitch chat. Actually, they're all bad. Actually, I'm going to say this guy's really bad. Silver 3-peak, by the way.
Incredible stuff from Terra. The bubble E.
He was just great. I mean, whether it was the Star-Lord or the Winter Soldier, Terra was just a nuisance pretty much the whole way throughout. Star-Lord's like, yeah, whatever. You can make jokes about the ultimate if you'd like, but ultimately, like, it's a character where you have to know your limits. You have to know when you could be diving in, when you're getting in on top of people and just kind of Guma stomping them, and when you're going to get punished. And I think that overall, Terra was able to tread that line very finely and very rarely get punished for it.
Yeah, I thought Terra had some excellent mechanics, as you saw when he wasn't using the ult. But more importantly, we've seen so many just shut down. His Star-Lord was getting value with a majority of them. Let's take a look, though, as it wasn't just the Star-Lord, a little sample of what the Bucky could be bringing to the table in the next match.
And overall, Terra, I mean, just extreme impact player. And I know we were joking about like, oh, well, maybe the Galactic Legend, the ult, not easy to use. But the majority of the work that's being done here from Terra, especially on the Star-Lord, is the fights on the flank. You're seeing just neutral fights where teams are looking to just get a pick on the flank. That's where all the hard work goes into it, and then you get to use the Galactic Legend. That's the Galactic Legend, if anything, is the easy part. The hard part is getting value for your team outside of that ult, making sure to remove the enemy team's duelists on the flanks. And even as the Winter Soldier, yes, Kraken Impact, obviously a very, very strong ult, but it's so important to see the value of the bionic hooks, the consistent damage, just the displacement. So overall, Terra being a impact player throughout the entirety of the series.
We saw multiple shutdowns. You know, there was the one that we had on the Zealous when he was trying to go for the Adam Warlock res, completely denies that one away, gets the interrupt as well.
Yes.
On, I believe it was Cooper-tastic, just getting the pull there onto the Luna Snow right before that Fated Worlds could come through. And just shutting them down very consistently. It was a great performance across the board there from Terra. And like you said, like, yeah, you know, using the Galactic Legend, but we also saw used oftentimes just going for a singular pick, just extending those daggers, making things worse and worse for FlyQuest as they were trying to go for a reset.
TTK with the assist tonight. It's going to be Terra who takes our first MVP, but NA isn't done. We still have one more match to go, and that will be for $1,000. Sentinels, your returning champs, take on 100 Thieves. Avast, it's been a long but great day. Catch me up.
Well, if you're just now tuning in, what we've learned so far is that Star-Lord, low skill hero, of course, that's of course one of the most important things. But also more importantly than that, obviously, like Puckett was saying, $1,000 money match on the line here for Rivals Fight Night, Sentinels versus 100 Thieves, and 100 Thieves looking like a real challenger compared to what we saw in EU earlier today with, you know, Virtus Pro, you know, going up against Ex Oblivione. And I think this is probably might be our most exciting final yet. It could be a banger back and forth overall, and really, really excited about these orgs. We also have a lot of history playing against each other. And, you know, we talked about like, well, 100 Thieves fans, if you're coming over from Valorant fandom, hopefully it repeats a little bit better here in the Rivals one.
Your team's top 3 NA. It's looking like top 2 after that victory. So you already got something to celebrate. For now, we're going to be headed to a commercial break. In the meantime, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, smash the follow, tell your friends. Grand finals of NA. It's Rivals Fight Night when we come back.